power dynamics. If I go to a job, whether it's I'm working for a supervisor, a family member, a dynamics of power is power. When a person has a level of power over you, they have a right to remove you from something. So what I'm saying is your mother has the right to remove you because it's her house. Your girlfriend has the right, or your wife has the right to move you because it's your wife's house or your girlfriend's house. The power dynamic is get out when they're upset. It's just what it is. That's why I never recommend a man even put himself in that position. Because the reality is most women, when they have power, they cannot control their emotions. They cannot. I'm going to be honest with you. Most women do not have that logic. And I'm not saying, I do believe that you can say you won't do that. And I'm 50-50 on that. I'm 50-50.
I'm just laughing.
Welcome to the Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast, starring Q the Boss.
Q, why are you already smiling? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yo. Welcome back to another episode of Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast. I'm Q the Boss.
Hi, guys. The most hated guest, Shay, as usual.
Listen, this is one of my
usual.
favorite people that comes on this podcast. Mm-hmm. I think we have fun every time you come on here, Shay, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I made this vodka drink really strong today because...
Strong with a K.
Oh, God.
So how you feeling?
Great, Q. How are you?
I can't complain. How was your Valentine's Day weekend?
It's just another day, Q.
Oh, my God.
It's just another day. That's what most men say about Valentine's Day. When women want to celebrate, it's just another day. It's a stupid holiday. So it's just a holiday.
But the only reason why I say that, why men think like that, I'm going to be honest.
Right.
Because you're supposed to celebrate your love. A lot of times women love to celebrate holidays because they expect more gifts. They don't get it. Not all holidays, for the most part. They don't give what they expect a man to give them. Like if a woman spends $100, she expects a man to spend $1,000. And I'm not saying all women are like that, but I'm just saying in most cases, they expect a man to beyond confess his love, but a lot of times women don't confess their love.
Do you care about Valentine's Day? Like if your girl didn't care about it, would you?
No, I just care about a woman that more so cares about our future. That's what I care about more. I think holidays are more so created by retailers to make a lot of money off of consumers. So I think they look at it like, you know what, this is a day we can make. They look forward to those days to get rich. You know, I think it was like, what was this year, Kinsey, on Valentine's over 20 billion, something like that, some crazy number?
20 billion?
It was something ridiculous. Something crazy. It was billions.
What?
It was in the billions. Okay, we're going to get the exact number in a minute.
I wasn't a part of that. Shoot, shout out to you ladies that were.
Listen, when you look at it, it broke down the numbers with the restaurants and balloons, teddy bears, flowers. It's just expensive. Like a lot of times.
I mean, of course, everything gets, double, triple for Valentine's Day. Flowers, chocolates, teddy bears, restaurants. I don't even think people even desire to go out on Valentine's Day anymore because I feel like everything is rushed because it's so like commercialized that it's like, I don't really per se care about the day. I care about the thought and the effort, if that makes sense. Like, I'll be okay if you cooked me a nice dinner at home and you just did something romantic. I think for me, in my opinion,
agreed.
I think that I would prefer if my significant other would just show me his romantic side that day. It doesn't mean that you have to take me to a restaurant. It would be nice if you just, whatever it is that you came up with that you thought was romantic. It doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. I don't really desire that,
I agree. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this question. Do you think that a lot of women look at, they want the equalness of a man, right, these days?
What do you mean, do they want the equalness
as far as
of a man?
they want to feel like what a man can do, I can do. We're on the same spectrum in a sense.
I don't want to feel, equal in terms of maybe respect and how you treat me. I give you respect, you give me respect, but I don't really say, I don't think I'm equal to a man because I want my man to be contrary to what people may think. I want my man to be a leader. I prefer to be in my softness, whatever that means. For me, that means just being a woman, just, again, a man buys a house, the woman makes it a home, you give us anything you give a woman, she multiplies. So I don't really want to be equal to you guys. I don't have a desire to be equal to my man. I am who I am, though. I'm strong. I do think I'm independent. I think I'm intelligent. I'm never going to per se dim my light for a man.
I agree with that.
But I'll never ever say I want to be equal to a man because I'm not really your equal.
Well, what I do see in today's society, more so women want to be equal to men. And the issue with that is a lot of them that want to be equal, they don't want to be equal with the responsibilities when it comes to the things that comes with manhood. A lot of things that come with manhood is not really rewarding. It's looked at as supposed to be done. And a lot of times when we talk to men and I talk to women, I'm like, yo, do you really want these responsibilities? I sat down the other day with a woman that's, she dates women, and we had a conversation, and she told me the other day, she said, I tip my hat to men. And I said, what do you mean? She said, now we're really getting involved in dating women. I realized that it's very complex to be in a relationship with a woman because of the expectations. And I was like, listen, everything falls on you to the point where either you make it happen, or you don't make it happen. If you're not making it happen, it seems like the women are not going to respect you.
But do you not think that you're negating the fact that it is complicated to be a woman too? I mean, just giving life within itself is a complicated thing. And I don't think that we get enough for that. I think that you guys see it as we just have kids. Like, you don't really see what goes into that. Women, I think, I mean, in my opinion, we give up a lot to be mothers, you know, just mentally, physically, emotionally. It's your body for that 9 months. It's what comes after that. A lot of women are postpartum for not even months, after years, you know. So I think it's a little unfair because I think on both ends we can say, well, do you want to be a woman? Well, do you want to be a man? Do you want to be a woman? You know, I don't think we get some of the credit that we deserve, Q. You think so?
I think Mother's Day show how women are extremely valued. I think Father's Day show you how men are not valued. And I'm just being fair. Mother's Day is a true reflection of the ultimate holiday. Father's Day is probably the least celebrated holiday. So it shows you truly how society view and respect men. I'm just being fair. And let me ask you this question too. Watch this. Would you say if a man was a stay-at-home man and he didn't work hard and he just kept the house clean and everything and the wife paid all the bills in most cases, what do you think most women will view him as?
I think she would view him as a little simp, soft, like he needs to go get a job.
It don't start with a B, ends with an M?
With an M?
Yeah.
Starts with a B and ends with an M?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't think that was they would think of him?
Okay.
So you get where I'm going, right?
But I think there are men that don't want their women to work though. So I think that's why you have a lot of stay-at-home moms. Like, that job is a job within itself. It's a hard job. And even if you had a father, in my opinion, that stayed at home, I feel like the woman is gonna get a call anyway. Like, in my household, I could talk about in my household,
okay.
If my kid's dad if he was ever home and I was at work, anything with the kids, I was getting a call anyway. How much do I give him for the medicine? Where's the doctor? When I go, what do I say? What do I do? So I feel like when it comes to the children and maintaining the home and everything, I just think a woman does it better. Yeah. That's just my opinion. A woman does it better. It's
just established that this year, it was $29.1 billion spent on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
$29.1 billion spent on Valentine's Day. So of course the retailers want you to go tell the women that your man ain't nothing if he ain't spending all his money on them, because they're getting rich off those holidays. Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of these holidays, they're getting rich. They're getting rich off of those holidays, right? But you know what I was saying is, if you take a man and he stays at home, right, and the woman pays all the bills, in most cases they will call that man a bum. You guys agree with that statement? If a man stayed at home and a woman was paying all the bills, in most cases in society, they would see him as a bum.
Well, Q, you say that, but that's not what it's supposed to be. Like, naturally, men are providers, right? From the beginning of time, you guys are providers. So it's very seldom that you find a circumstance where the man is staying at home. So if you want us to look at you as leaders, I mean, am I the one working and paying the bills, or?
So the only reason why I'm asking this question is because if you take a man that stays home, right, and the woman is paying all the bills, in most cases, society's gonna call him a bum. But the woman that does absolutely nothing, she's not looked at as a bum. I don't know why it's not fair. I think the standard should be a standard.
Do you know what my stepdad said to me the other day, guys? And I tried to.
Do you agree that's a bum though if she's doing that? A grown woman laying at home expecting a man to take care of her. You don't think that's a bum?
When you say just laying at home expecting a man to take care of her, yes, then I think she's a bum. But I think that if you're a stay-at-home mom, I don't think you're a bum because I think that job within itself is a hard job.
I agree with that.
Sometimes it's harder than going out to work. It's hard to get children up and know everyone's schedule and doctor's appointment and school this and school that. I mean, I have 2 kids and, again, dad, any event at school, I'm the one that has to figure out my work schedule. Okay, we got to make it for this one has something at 10. Let me see if I can get someone to fill my space at work for this. I always arranged my schedule for my husband to accommodate his schedule. I felt like he would go to work when he woke up in the morning before I got a second job. He would get up, he would go to work. He didn't know what happened after he left. I got up, I got the kids ready. I did what I had to do. I was bartending for years because it made sense. So I felt like I gave up a lot because he was already in his career. So I kind of was like, you know what? I'll figure it out. And if anyone was going to be late or if anything was going to be this, I had to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, a woman who's just stay at home, that word, that's so general. If you're staying at home just to stay at home and you're not getting a job, then go get a job.
But I do look at it like if you take a woman. And me personally, and I don't know about you guys, how do y'all feel? What do you think is a harder role? To go work a full-time job, doing 60, 80-hour work weeks, or having more time to be at home with your family? What do you think is harder? I think to me it's the workforce. I'm being honest with you. I think it's the workforce. I think because there is no overseer when you're at home. You get to pick and choose your schedule and how and when and where you want to do things. Mm-hmm. It's not the pressures of... You understand what I'm saying? And in reality is when you're home and let's say you have a child that goes to school, if they're leaving at 7, 8 o'clock in the day, they're coming home 2, 3 o'clock, half of your day is done.
Right.
So if the man is leaving at 8 o'clock and coming home at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, technically you only had your kid at home for like 3 hours. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like really like, I think a lot of, and this is from my experience of talking to a lot of women, I think a lot of women exaggerate how hard it is to be at home working. I think 9 out of 10 times when a lot of women, but watch this. No, but watch this though. A lot of the women know that talk about how they got to clean up. If your husband works a lot or your man works a lot, right? And a lot of women establish, okay, my man's always at work. Then who the hell is she cleaning up after? Herself.
Being a mom.
No, answer that first. If you're there cleaning, who the hell are you cleaning up after?
But you're not cleaning. It's not saying I'm cleaning up after. It's just maintaining a home.
Who you maintaining it from?
It's for all of us.
No, but if the house is dirty, it's what you allowing.
It's making sure dinner. It's so much more than. I can't spit it. Thank you, pretty Jean. She's delusional. I hope she's talking about you.
Listen, I could be.
He is delusional. You don't get how cute. Being a mom is a job within itself. How many times your kids, your daughter Quinn, when anything is happening, who does she run to first, mommy or daddy?
Mommy. Because most likely daddy is not there.
I guarantee you, if
when she needs a protector, that's what she wants to do.
I guarantee you, if she's sitting next to you right now when she needs something and her mother is upstairs or downstairs, she's gonna go to her mother.
100%.
Because this is what I'm saying to you. So how could you not? It's a valuable job. It's a hard job.
I never said it. I never devalued it. I just said.
I think you are undervaluing it.
No, I compared it to the workforce.
No. Besides that comparison, what you just said was that we over-exaggerate what the job is.
A lot of women do. A lot of women do. Because I'm going to be honest with you, like from being a social media influencer and dealing and talking to a lot of women and a lot of people and men, a lot of people are not as cleansy as they pretend to be. And I'm not saying men or women, I'm talking about both sex. There's situations that's not as cleansy as they act like they are. Women are not sitting slaving behind stoves the way they used to be. We're talking logical. In 2026, Kenzie, women are sitting behind a stove all day.
So imagine a woman now, not only do you have to be a mother and figure out the whole household and, again, figure out school schedules, which now these kids have a ton of things going on. They got sports, they got activities. Now you're talking about doctors and dentists, and God forbid you have a kid that have some kind of disability or needs some kind of, I forget what it's called, you guys know what it is if you have a child with a disability. What is it? Right. You need that. Then you got to figure out what dinner is. Then you
I agree with him.
Is there so much
I don't think people cook the way they exaggerate.
But
I think.
not
Let me say that.
all.
Let me say this. No, I think women exaggerate to the duties based on what other women do. A lot of women exaggerate their duties based on what is looked at as being a woman.
Okay, but everything is subjective into that person, but you're talking BS.
No, that's not, because the reality is most women do not do the things that the general housewife do. They exaggerate.
No, it ain't EBT, Tavardo. Don't try to be cute. It's harder to be a dad than a mom. In what way? How is it harder to be a dad than a mom?
But let me finish this statement. Though, Kinsey, watch this, Dre. In most cases, when you look at the traditional wife, they were the women that cooked, cleaned, and did a lot of different things.
Okay.
Nowadays, more so, the wives are more so willing to pick up the phone and either do Uber Eats or order food to come. Fast food wouldn't be so much, making so much.
Women are
every time I speak, you just cut me off. Can I finish?
Women are working.
Can I finish? We're going to have some fun today.
But women are working because you want to, I feel like
that's why I'm trying to explain to you that
but women are working also. So sometimes we come home tired, we can't cook.
And that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But again, if you will let me finish my point. Guys, can I get my point off? Guys, can I finish my point? When you have most women exaggerate how much housework they actually do. Most of them are not doing as much as they think they do. I'm going to be honest with you. They're not like our grandparents. They're not like the moms. Most of these women these days aren't as cleansy. They're not on top of the household the way our mothers and grandparents was. I'm going to be fair. And a lot of them, they do have to work, and I give them that. But in the same breath, most women can't cook like that the way they used to. We just being honest. You think people can cook as much as our grandmother's generation? Yes or no? You think as many women can cook as
I can cook.
Okay,
and my grandmother taught me how to cook, so I could cook.
No, see, you making you. I said most women.
I can't speak for most women. I am not most women, so I cannot make a statement for most women.
I think most men don't work as hard as my grandfather's generation. And I'll say it blanketed. I don't believe that the men work as hard as my grandfather's generation. I hate when women cannot answer a question because they make them the standard. That is unfair.
It's not
because you think that the generation cooks as good as my grandmother's generation?
I speak for most women, though.
No.
I can't speak for, but what you just said, Q, a lot of women, when we're sitting here, you're comparing,
no accountability.
You're comparing to a generation where women were staying at home. Your grandma perfected her cooking because she could cook. And
you just moved the goalpost. So all I simply asked was, do women cook to the magnitude of what our grandparents cooked? And the answer is simply no.
Q, are you out here tasting all women's cooking? How are you?
I'm not talking about cook as good. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. I said, do they cook as much as our grandparents?
Q, how are they supposed to do that when they're working?
This is my point.
Used to stay at home.
So what I've just said, Kinsey, 1,000 times is they exaggerate how much they do.
But we're talking about stay-at-home moms. We're not talking about moms who have shared duties. If I'm working, of course I'm maybe not going to be able to cook 4 or 5 times a week because I'm working just like you, bro.
I'm going to be honest with you. If I work 80 hours a week and I'm working all the time, there's no way in hell I'm cleaning up something I didn't do. It don't make sense. And if the kid is messing up the house and you're there, that means you're allowing it. Because my kid ain't messing up nothing when I'm there. My kid ain't painting on nothing. My kid ain't gonna be messing up nothing if I'm in the house. I'm like, yo, get your coloring book and sit in your coloring book. You're not coloring on no damn walls.
Half the time when a dad is watching a kid, y'all ain't really paying attention to the kid anyway. So let's just be real.
After a certain age, you don't have to watch a kid.
Just do whatever. But moms we are there.
How old is your youngest kid?
My youngest son is 8.
And most of the time he watches himself.
Okay.
So they exaggerate what they do. When your kids get to a certain age, it's easier to watch them. I've been a father since I was 17 years old. After a certain age, a kid is so more self-sufficient, you have to just monitor them. You don't have to really be up in their face.
I'm just trying to get your point. So your point is that women exaggerate what they do as because I feel like we're drifting. Women exaggerate what they do as stay-at-home moms, or women exaggerate what they do as moms?
I think in general, I think women exaggerate the workload of a house. Right? The hardest workload is keeping it sustained as far as finances. We're in the worst financial economy in the history of the U.S.
Okay.
I would rather have a dirty house with all the bills being paid for free than be a clean house and have to kill myself for bills. What would you rather do, Kinsey?
So then you're not looking for a submissive woman then. No, you're looking for 2 hardworking. That's what you're looking for. So we both going to just go. We're going to go make that money. We're going to make sure the bills are paid. We're going to make sure everything is done. You're not looking for softness because you said, listen, I could take a dirty house as long as the bills are paid. So somebody said, great show. I subscribe. So you're looking for just 2 hardworking men.
Okay, you know what consumerism is, right?
Right.
80% of consumerism comes from who? Who, Kinsey? Who, Dre? 80% of consumerism comes from who? Women! Most cases, men are killing themselves because of the fact that women always want something and they always want to spend money. And a lot of times the pressure comes from the fact that the woman is very materialistic and always have high expectations that are ridiculous to the point that these men are literally killing themselves. The life would be so much simpler if a lot of women was less materialistic. I'm going to be honest. Go look at it. You got Amazon boxes coming to the house. You got this, that. You're like, damn. And the crazy part is when a woman volunteers your resources, we going to dinner tonight. Can we go to dinner? You can treat. You want to go there, you treat. You volunteering a man's money too. I'm not saying you, I'm speaking in general.
No, but I'm saying when you say we buying stuff like
ridiculous stuff.
The household needs stuff though. Like,
no, that y'all man, please. Y'all would buy stuff that don't even make no goddamn sense.
But what kind of women are you talking about, Q? Now we got to get into the
for my men on my live right now. We're being honest.
Now we got to get
how
into
many pairs of shoes do your woman have?
But I
and hold on, and then after you ask this question, how many pairs of shoes she have? I'm gonna ask this question, Kenzie. How many pairs of feet she has? She has one set of feet.
Well, I wear one pair, so we're gonna count that as 2 pairs of feet. So I need.
So if a person, we talking logic. When you look at these, they buy stuff that's just it don't even make sense. It's like y'all not satisfied unless y'all have something. It's something being spent on y'all, which is crazy.
But who necessarily says it's coming out of your pocket? Because if we're working and if I'm ordering, what does that have to do with you?
Because if you're not contributing to the household, that means it's actually me giving it to you. Because again, what I'm taking away from you having to spend on, that means I'm still giving it to you. Because if you were on your own, you would have to spend it.
But if I have to work now, that means I must be contributing to the household. Because if I'm not a stay-at-home mom doing half the job that you say I'm doing, so if a woman is going to work, because 90% of the times now, I feel like women who are working are contributing to the household. I contribute to my household. I pay the landscaper. I do the groceries. I pay for utilities. I do everything for the children.
The most expensive bill is your mortgage.
Okay.
And taxes.
Okay.
That's the most expensive bill
but we're talking,
any person would have.
Or are we just talking about
I'm just saying,
bringing payments to
the most expensive bill.
So now let me ask you a question. Do you want your woman to be equal? Do you want you and your woman to be equal? Do you think that y'all
want equal treatment, but not with the equal responsibility?
I didn't ask you that. I asked you if you want you and your woman to be equal. Whatever your bills are, do you prefer for things to be split down the middle?
No,
what do you prefer? I'm asking you.
You know my situation.
I'm not talking about your situation. I'm asking you. Do you prefer for things to be split down the middle?
I think most healthy couples these days would actually have to do 50-50.
Okay.
And the reason why is because most couples do not make the money to accommodate the lifestyle that most women want.
So then we should eliminate when you talk about women being submissive and what a man wants, because y'all looking for respect. Listen, if we both going out hard working, then guess what, bruh? I need you to you picking up something for the kids tonight? You picking up something if we split it down the middle. Okay, so cool.
If y'all doing 50-50, I think the household do shit with 50-50 also.
So got you.
I'm just being fair.
You learn something new every day.
I'm being 100%. Let me say this again. If a couple is splitting the household responsibilities financially, 50-50, I think it's only fair that the responsibilities in the house are 50-50 also.
I'm asking you, Q, what do you prefer from your woman? Do you prefer you and your woman to split things? Let me finish. Do you want you guys to split things 50-50? It doesn't matter. Do you want to split things 50-50? Do you want to have a hot meal home when you're here? Do you want to know that when you come home from a long day of work, she says to you, listen, give our daughter a bath, do the homework, whatever. You tired, I'm tired. Do you want everything to go down the middle? What is your requirement from your woman in a relationship?
Me, I'm doing beyond the more than average. But I don't like to compare my situation because I'm in a situation where I'm more than average. So I don't like to compare myself. But what I'm trying to explain is I'm not going to take the 5% of men, earners, and then make that the standard. Most people make about $55,000 a year, whether male or female. And especially like black people, that's just normal, right? And when you look at that standard, most women have a materialistic ideology of a millionaire. And they don't have millions themselves.
But you don't think men have an ideology too? I get that men aren't out there looking for a woman who makes this and make that, but you don't think that men have just this of what they want women to be? You don't think so? Where it might not be financial.
Not financially.
Of course not financially.
Respectfully, yes. Respectfully. That's the number one trait.
How can you have expectations when you sit here talking about split down the middle? I'm tired, bro. Guess what? I don't feel like cooking. I feel like cleaning up. I feel like washing the dishes.
Now I'm gonna ask you a logical question. And let's be fair. Today you're a single woman. You have 2 children. You're living in your own place. Now you're paying all the bills, whether they contribute into this house or whatever the situation may be, but you're paying everything. Now that means you're gonna have to work more, right? So you don't have the luxury of being around your children as much anymore.
Okay.
Okay, now moving forward, if their situation changes and you gotta pay more bills, you meet a guy who says, hey, I like you. I'm willing to pay half of your bills. When you was killing yourself to pay 100% of bills, but now I'm willing to alleviate half of your responsibility. And you don't think that's very valuable? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You talking about a man
Come
just coming, but you
on.
talking about a man just coming into my situation that I'm already doing 100%. I'm not talking about me already doing 100% and a man coming in and listen, I'm just willing to pay half of your bills. I'm talking about what you said before. We have already established this household together. And you're saying to me, listen, I need you to split everything down the middle, but your expectation
That would be unfair to you, though.
Your expectation is still for a woman to be submissive, and she needs to, give of herself, and you still want to come home to a meal, and you still want to come home to the house is clean, and you still want to come home to the kids, the homework is done, and you don't want to have to do anything. You want to come home and you want to be able to relax, right? Is that what you prefer?
I think a real woman that knows that a man works very hard should understand the mental release when he first gets home. Like, I wouldn't be if I was a stay-at-home dad, first thing, if my woman is coming home from paying all the bills, I'm not going to put the baby.
We're not talking about stay home, we're talking about 50-50.
Yeah.
We're not talking about stay at home.
Sometimes you need to unwind. Both of y'all need to unwind. You just had a long day. I don't know, it depends on what kind of, like, if your job is very labor intensive, meaning you're on your feet a lot, then I got to take that into consideration who I'm dating. If I have a woman that sits behind a desk, maybe she's psychologically fatigued. You know what I'm saying? Let her unwind for a second. We're talking about humans, right? When a person had a long day, you take on all the energy when you're having all those conversations too. It depends on what your person do for a living, right? So you got to let that person unwind for a moment. Sometimes that person just like, whew, oh my God, you can't go wash the dishes? Like, what the hell? I go from work to work.
I think that you can be very unfair sometimes.
I'm talking about for both sexes. I just said that if it's 50-50, I think 50% of the responsibility of the house should be both ways.
But I think in one breath, you want a woman who is going to be submissive, and I think in another breath, you want a woman who's going to be 50-50. Those aren't the same women.
No,
you got to pick which one you want.
So how does a woman, let's just talk logical. How does a woman see herself not being submissive because she can help contribute to bills? And she's a grown woman.
50-50, I can't be that submissive. Submission comes with...
That means she need to be alone.
Submission comes with having a load taken off of your back. In this day and age, because you said we're in the worst economy ever, if we both got to be out there and go 50-50, bruh, you cannot have an expectation of me to just lay on my back when you come home. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Babe. I'm tired, yeah.
Let's talk logical. In most cases, most women, when you really evaluate the financial burdens, I think a lot of men are indebted and financially losing because of women.
Q.
I'm being hold on, let me finish. Can I finish?
You're still talking about 50. Are we still
No,
talking
I
about
just
50-50,
think that
or we're drifting away from that again? Because I need to stay
No,
with you.
50-50 is, we already came to the conclusion that
50-50.
50-50 is if you and the woman are splitting bills 50-50, you should 50-50 help with the responsibilities at the house.
Okay.
Period. It shouldn't be all on her weight. That's diabolical.
Okay.
And with the cooking, and with the cleaning, and with the household responsibilities. Because therefore, y'all both splitting the same amount of time outside the house. That means y'all both should be splitting the same responsibility that's in the house. It's just what it is. I'm being fair on that note. That's a gimme. But again, when you're talking about a lot of times financially, I genuinely believe, and I'm going to say this, black couples, a lot of us cannot progress because a lot of men do not meet the financial requirements of the materialistic lifestyle that a lot of women expect. It's just crazy to me.
Give me an example when you say materialistic.
You got women walking around here with
$5,000
$5,000 bags and they got $5,000 in their account. You got women that want a vacation and they struggling with their rent. Like look, I'll give you an example. You won't even stick on them examples. That sounds crazy.
But how many women?
Let's establish that first.
That are like that?
A lot. And I'm in I live in a very nicer area, and you still see it. People that are struggling still want the luxuries of life. And a lot of these men are literally trying to pull a rabbit out of their hat, knowing their situation is their situation. But these women, they live very materialistic lifestyles that a lot of them do not want to admit that they're dragging it. They live beyond their means. A man will live simple. He doesn't care. It's because of the woman he exceeds himself to make her happy. Because she's not happy.
Woman, though.
I think it's more than average these days.
That's your average
My
woman.
mama generation, maybe
those
not.
Are the women on social media. I don't think that's your average hardworking woman that's out here telling her man, babe, I need you to buy me a $5,000 bag. I don't know. That's no.
Jay, flash TikTok numbers? Flash it? Yeah, but I do believe that when you have a man and a woman and they having these conversations, I do believe that a lot of times when you're honest about women, I don't think women are comfortable hearing about themselves. I think it's crazy. I think the way women are when it comes, let me finish. Women are with their finances and how they are about money. I think a lot of it is ridiculous. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's what's hindering the black families. I'm just being honest.
Women are hindering the black
financially,
families.
Their expectations.
Oh, wow.
Their expectations. Because when you look at a man as being a bum because he can't give you a crazy lifestyle, then she's the bum. That's a bum. That's ridiculous. I would never raise my daughter to think like that. If y'all can't go on vacation, it's because y'all can't go on vacation. It's not because he can't take you on vacation. It's because y'all can't. One minute you can't talk about y'all team, and the next minute you treat him like he the only player on the team. That's not fair to a man. That's ridiculous. And they put all the pressures of him giving you the lifestyle that you expect from him, which is unfair. That is narcissism at its best. Having something called a high sense of entitlement is narcissism.
So we're still, again.
I just walked on water on that one.
No, you ain't walk on no water. So we're still talking about 50-50. So now...
You keep going back to this 50-50
I'm going
thing.
back to the 50-50 because you're saying, she has an expectation of being taken on vacation. What type of woman are you talking about, Q? No woman that works in a household with a man and they're both working... in women that I know has this expectation of being taken care of by her man. I've never gone on vacation in my household and he was the one that paid for the vacation, paid for everything,
you keep making you
everything. But Q, I can only talk about me, in my opinion. I can't speak
that mean you don't
for every woman.
That mean you don't
I can't
talk
speak for these women. I don't know their life. But
so you don't believe that in most cases, in fairness.
I think those women are just not your everyday women. I think those are these social media women that are expecting these men to just meet them and take care of them, and they won't date a guy unless he makes this amount, unless he buys them. I think your average woman that's working hard is just looking for like, yo, I just need you to meet me halfway. I
think you're talking about yourself.
I don't think so, Q.
And for me knowing you, I think some of the women be lying. Because you got women right now that'll say, oh, I could date a man that don't make no money, and then they're gonna cheat on them. A lot of women be capping.
I'll never say I could date a man that doesn't.
But there are women
money.
that will say that. There are women that I'm like, would you take a man that cheats on you, but he makes a lot of money, or you take a man that doesn't make a lot of money, but he's faithful? Most women are gonna take the cheating man. But you know what they're gonna say? To sound correct, politically correct, you know what they're gonna say? I would take the man that makes less money, and then you're gonna disrespect him every time you turn around. Like, if we just talking logical, women overvalue money. It overstimulates their ego. It's just what it is. Money has become such an evil necessity for women to the point where they don't value men unless they have it. And this is why most women are in line for 10 to 20% of the men. 80% of the men don't get looked at. 20% of the higher earning men, we all get looked at. Why? Because women look at men as a paycheck. They do not see nothing else. And I'm not saying all. I'm just saying a mass majority of them think like that. A mass of them.
So what do you think men look at women for? What do you guys look at us for?
And love. I think more men will take a girl that work at McDonald's and love her if she respects him and make him feel like the king he is. I'm being honest with you. And only diva men, and no disrespect, and I mean this with all respect, only like little like men that was raised by like moms that overcoddled them. I never heard a man say, yo, my girl makes $150,000. That's how to me, like a shorty. That's a shorty, man. I don't hear men like that. What I hear men say is, yo, my girl could take care of herself. Like when I met Kenzie's wife, when he's dating her, no, Q, she has her own degree, she can take care of herself. He wasn't gloating about how much money she make, how much money she got. That's kind of weird. I don't know men that talk like that. The men that do talk like that is like men who are still like they're little kids. They're looking to be taken care of. There's the failure to launch men. They never launched. They still thinking like children, like that, like looking for a mom. They got some kind of like psychological issues going on with them. But I don't know men who look for, yo, my girl's a doctor. And he's like trying to leech off her unless he's like one of them bums. It's just what it is. But in most cases, a real man will take a woman who has absolutely nothing and respect her and love her In most cases, women are not willing to do that same trade. And if they do, it comes with a level of disrespect. And this is my experience. I know a lot of women that say, I will date the guy right now who makes no money, long as he love and respect me. And then you take a guy that's gonna cheat, who makes a lot of money. In most cases, most women will subscribe to that man that makes a lot of money. I'm just being honest and fair. Because of his money. A woman will trade her respect for finances in most cases. A lot of men will not. They will not.
Yes, those are some different type of women.
And that's what we live in today's society.
Different type of women.
There's a lot of them like that these days. I feel
I'm not
bad.
treating my respect for finances, but to each his own, because I can't take care of myself.
So let me ask you a question. Do you really believe, yes or no question, there are not a lot of women out here right now who will literally take a whooping from a man because he's a great provider?
I do think there are a lot of women like
Do you
that.
think a lot of men would take that because his woman's a great provider?
No.
My point. You just proved my point. You know that. You just proved my point. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. There are a lot of women out here who will sell their respect for money. And a lot of the times we don't hold them accountable, teach them, raise them to think better than that. Date someone that really just respects you. Stop worrying about the material.
Certain type of women, though.
It's a lot of them, though.
No, it's not. I feel like those are the women that are, again, commercialized. Those are the women that we see on Instagram. Those are some of these, what you call them, social media, whatever, socialites or whatever you guys call them. I don't know. And those are those women. I don't think your average woman that's out here that's working is sitting here talking about some, oh, I need you to do this for me. I need you to do that for me, willing to like give up her respect for a man who is just doing for her. I don't agree with that. I think that society do portray that and try to project that on to make it seem like every woman is like that, but we're not.
I don't think it's every.
We're not.
So if it's 10, how many think like that?
Busting their ass.
How many 10? How many think it's like that? Out of 10?
Out of 10 women that I know, all the women that I know work hard.
No, take away you see
degrees, we all work, but I'm talking about
all my friends own houses, right? All my friends are either owning houses or on their way to own houses.
Okay.
Right? I can't make that the standard. That's unfair. That's not reality. Right?
But
if you hang out with nothing but
my
friends that got
circle.
degrees, like that's unfair.
But
that
I
you
can
say
only talk
that means
about
I can
my
say all black
circle,
men
though.
have degrees.
But Q, I can talk about my circle of women that own homes.
But I can respect the fact that you say my friends aren't like that. But I do know there's a lot of women like that.
So I could talk about my friends. I don't know a lot of women. Do I know a few that are like, damn, you looking for him to do this? What are you bringing to the table? But I shun those women. I look at those women like, yo, that's crazy that you have nothing for yourself, that you're dependent on him to be a provider. What happens if he says I'm out or get? I could never be in a relationship where I come into yours. You know how you said one of the last times I was on here where you said like a man will invite a woman into his home and that's their home. A woman will have her home and you know, God forbid something happens, she'll tell the man to get out.
Of course.
You know, get out of my house.
In most cases, yes.
But see, I'm not like that. We don't.
I would never even take a chance.
What's ours is
I don't believe it.
Like,
I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe it.
all right, but that's the type of woman that you've been around. You
No,
cannot
I
make
just
that the
don't.
standard for every woman.
I don't
though.
think that's a standard. I just think that that's gonna be a constant reminder when anger gets involved.
So you think every woman is like that?
I think when every woman that's emotional, yes.
What's hers is hers, and she wants you to get out of hers.
What I just said to you, every woman that's emotional.
Which we all are. We all run off.
Then you just answered your own question. I do believe that every woman that's emotional, there are women that can control their emotions. There are women that are logical too. I've known them also, where they have more logic than men. I know women that are literally logical as hell. Like you could have any kind of conversation with them. They do not personalize everything. They can actually have any kind of conversation. Then there are women that are very emotionally based creatures that every time you have a conversation with you, they become impulsive. Emotions make you impulsive. So an impulsive woman, yes, she's gonna tell you to get the hell out because it's her emotions. And when a woman is in her feelings, when I'm in my feelings, a lot of times I don't have the sense of self-control. And I had to learn self-control. So if I take a woman that's in her feelings, oh my God, it's going to the moon.
That's not every woman. This is what I'm saying. You have to be very clear about the kind of woman that you're talking about. You cannot say,
how many out of 10?
A woman.
I say how many out of 10?
Let me finish. A woman who has every woman who has their own, who has invited a man in her space. Every time she gets emotional, her go-to might not be get out of my house. She may just be like, you know what, get out. You may not necessarily say get out of my house. So I don't think that's fair for you to say like every woman who gets in her emotion, that's what she's gonna say. I don't believe that.
A feeling-based creature becomes irrational, unlogical, very high-tempered, and they cannot access logic. Logic is, he lives here, I let him move in. At the end of the day, we gotta work this out. When a person is an emotional person and they're in their feelings, they cannot exercise that mentality. They're gonna exercise, get out, because they're looking to hurt. Most cases, when a woman is upset, her first option is to hurt.
Somebody said you calling them 50-50. Someone said you want to be 50-50, but now they're emotional. It's going so fast, guys. I'm trying to read it. But that's what I'm saying, Q. I feel like you're kind of like, it's 1 minute, it's like, I feel like, that's why I keep going to the 50-50.
Watch this question. All my men that's on the live right now, if you ever, any guys that ever moved into a woman's place, at a raise of a hand, how many of y'all been told you can get out? My mama told me I can get out when she got upset. My mama said that to me, and every man done heard that from their mama. Hold on.
Your mother and your woman
Kenzie,
are
your
two
mother.
different
No,
people.
this is your mother. Love me more than my woman.
Okay, but your mother and your woman are two different people. A mother telling
my mother loves me more than my mother.
My son to get out of my house is different than me telling my man to get out of my house.
And if a mother was saying, what the hell would a girl say it to you? Let's talk crazy. Come on, we talking logical. You think a woman gonna love me more than my mother? My mother will go to the gates of hell and fight for me. A woman will go to the gates of hell and peek. My mother going through the gate. We just talking logical. The same way I'm going to the gates of hell to fight for my children. There's no way. If you think a woman love me like my mama, you crazy. That means your mama's a bad mother. If you can find a woman or a man, hold on. Kenzie, if y'all can find a woman or a man that loves you more than your mother, that means your mother was a bad mother. If you can find a woman,
disingenuous. How? Who? I'm not talking about who would love who more. I'm saying to you, a mother telling her son, get out of my house, is different than you and a woman and your woman telling you get out. It's two different things. How you comparing your girl to your mother?
If your mother would tell you,
maternal love and intimate love are two different things.
I think you got it. I'm gonna say this to you again. Listen to me, Tisha. Look at me. If your mother would tell you in anger, you can get the hell out of her house, and you move into a woman's house in anger, you think a woman won't tell you that? I don't agree with that statement. I know for a fact.
Thank you, Hazel. There's two different love. That's two different love. We're talking about two totally
different. It's not about, if your mother would tell you, we're talking about the dynamics of control. You're talking about the dynamics of control.
But it's not about
That's
control.
What's making it equal.
Apples and oranges,
Can you take the mic for a second, please?
Come on, stop.
Hold on.
Be real. Please be real.
Honest.
Please be real.
Hold on.
Your mama telling you, when your mama get mad at your son, she be like, yo, get out of my house. You a grown-ass man, get out of my house.
But watch this question,
Different than you and your woman? Come on, Q, that's not the same thing.
Yes or no? Do you agree with this?
Thank you,
Hold on, stay with me.
Thank you.
If these are miserable women that don't have nobody.
Be miserable?
Because that's why they're talking foolish.
Miserable. That's not
it's
talking
called
foolishness.
Logic. Watch this question, Kenzie.
So
logical.
I'm delusional. Your wife told you to get out of
hold on, please. If you telling me right now, in anger, your mother would tell you to get out.
Yes.
You don't look at that as the same power dynamic as if you move into a woman's place?
It's the same dynamic.
It's the same dynamic. I don't know where you at.
This is coming from men.
It's the same dynamic.
It's called power. Guys, sometimes I like to be here with more women.
Anytime you move under somebody's roof, it's the same.
I'm mad for what? I'm not mad. I'm saying to you, a mother telling a son to get out versus his woman telling her it's a different thing.
She's misconstruing what it is. It's not about you're sleeping with your mother, not sleeping with your mother. It's not about a relationship. No, Touche, it's not. It's about power dynamic.
No.
When you move into a woman's space, they're talking about the power dynamic.
Yeah,
a mother and a girlfriend is the power dynamic. Them having control over something that they know they have over you, they usually exploit it.
Men, so now ask the women on the chat.
They can't be men. They can't be men.
It's so unfair, bro.
Tisha, I just said a woman will kick a man out. Most women gonna say they won't, but these men are saying so. Tisha, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If 1,000 men is saying something and you're ignoring it, that means you're diabolically delusional. Because if 1,000 men is saying that something about men and you not want to hear it, hold on.
Do you agree?
We all saying the same thing.
Do you agree with him? Do you agree that a mother kicking her son out versus a woman kicking her, you think it's the same thing?
It's the same thing.
I've heard it before.
We all have.
I've heard it multiple times.
Kenzie, have you heard it? Every time she gets upset.
I'm not single, actually.
All I'm saying is this, Tisha. When a man is telling you something about how men experience certain experiences, a lot of times, y'all do things to us, y'all have very selective memory on what y'all say and do to us. But y'all remember everything we do to y'all. I'm going to be honest with you. And a lot of times, when we do things to y'all do not forget it. But when we do things to y'all when y'all do things to us, y'all can completely forget it. So what I'm saying is power dynamics. If I go to a job whether it's I'm working for a supervisor, a family member, a dynamics of power is power. When a person has a level of power over you, they have a right to remove you from something. So what I'm saying is your mother has the right to remove you because it's her house. Your girlfriend has the right, or your wife has the right to move you because it's your wife's house or your girlfriend's house. The power dynamic is get out when they're upset. It's just what it is. That's why I never recommend a man even put himself in that position. Because the reality is most women, when they have power, they cannot control their emotions. They cannot. I'm gonna be honest with you, most women do not have that logic. And I'm not saying, I do believe that you can say you won't do that, and I'm 50-50 on that. I'm 50-50.
I'm just laughing. I'm doing Damien said
Everyone's saying it's true.
Damien said my ex.
He's not lying. He's not lying. So Dre, if 1,000 people saying that, then why?
Q, I don't care what 1,000
Look,
people
I'm telling you how men go through things.
I don't care what 1,000
You making it about women.
Of course I'm making it about women because you're talking about us.
No, I said that if a man moves into a woman's situation, most men in anger will be told that he can get out.
So a man would never tell a woman to get out.
I wouldn't see if you now you ask a different question. Yes, there are a lot of men that would do that. Yes. But more men are willing to share their quarters and space with a woman faster than a woman will share with them.
In an argument, I'm sorry.
There are some men that are like that.
In an argument,
Hell yeah.
Here we go with some. In an argument, and I'm in your space, and you're emotional, and you're in your feelings, are you telling me to get out of your house?
Me, no.
Are men telling women to get out of their house?
There are men that would do that. There are men that would do that.
So it goes both
But
ways.
I do believe there are way more women that would do that.
Okay.
Because men are naturally, when you look at masculine energy is about sharing. Real masculine men believe in sharing. They believe in giving. This is why most women are receivers. In a sexual encounter, a real woman is a receiver. A man is a giver. In most cases, in the world, a masculine energy loves to give. Feminine energy is all about receiving, right? But the receiving has gotten to the point where it's extreme, where women believe that a man is valueless based on his inability to give you the lifestyle that you created in your head, which is totally unfair. That's all I'm getting at. You get called all kind of like, listen, like you read some of the comments, you're gonna go crazy. Like someone wrote sassy. Someone wrote sassy, but I bet you I'm more masculine than her father. I know that for a fact.
But you see, that's
I tell
not
the truth.
Now you're just being mean.
Bring her father and let me sit down with her father.
Now you're just
and I could teach her
maybe
father
that's
how to be a
just her
man.
opinion. That has
It doesn't
nothing to do
matter
with
because it's
father.
not in line with what they want to hear. Most people are when you start calling names, it's automatically a defense mechanism, and that's
Stealing. Someone said that. Yeah, define masculine.
masculine is about provision. Masculine is about leadership. Masculine is about who's the first on the front line when something negative goes down or something. When it's positive, everyone wants to celebrate the victories. But the masculine energy is who's willing to take the licks and thumps when things are not going good. Masculine energy is when your team is 0-82 and you're still sitting on the team like, let's go, guys, we got this tonight. That's masculine energy. That's leadership. But a lot of times when things are going good, a lot of people want to boast and gloat about the fact that things are good. When things are not good, that's when you run and tuck your tail. And that's not a leader. That's a loser. That's a person that just want to celebrate victories.
So could you be with a woman who she's the one that's leading?
But I'm too much of a leader to go to a woman that's a leader. Anytime a real masculine man dates a real masculine woman, he's not a real masculine man. He's fronting. So if you ever see a man with a real masculine woman, he's pump faking. He's not who he say he is.
What do you mean a real masculine woman?
If you meet a
leader,
but I'm just saying, if you could meet a masculine man, you know, like a masculine, leadership is masculine. It's a masculine energy. Feminine energy is not leadership. It's not.
So
feminine energy is submissive. How is leadership submissive?
Oh, okay.
Feminine, you can Google a statistic. Google what by definition what they mean. Feminine energy is about submission.
Okay.
Masculine energy is about leadership.
Submission to you? What does submission mean?
Submission means the willingness to allow someone to lead you.
Okay.
That's all it means. It doesn't mean be my slave, put my whips on your back. That's weird. Any person that thinks like that, they're weird as hell.
Leadership is 50. Leadership is half and half.
No, I said in order for most couples to sustain a lifestyle in this economy, most couples are gonna have to do 50-50.
And you think women are submitting to that?
I don't say submission, but when you say submission is still being led. Just because of the fact that y'all providing and taking care of your household.
I'm not talking about just because y'all, you say that as if it's just like, just because y'all providing and take care of the household, but when you talk about it with men, you're very stern and you're very.
I don't think because that's not my order.
Well, when it comes to women, you make it seem like just because y'all this, it's a real thing. If we're doing 50-50, then we're really doing 50-50.
And the reason why, masculine energy is leadership, represents the doing, force, characterized by assertiveness, logic, decision making, structure, and goal-oriented actions. That's masculine energy.
That could be defined as female energy too.
But if a woman is like that, she's masculine. There's a lot of masculine girls running around here. They like Debo on Friday. All you gotta do is ride up on their little swing, they bikes. What do you say? Kids would say, Debo coming? A lot of dudes suck their chain when some of these girls come out here.
Stephanie said they both supposed to submit to each other.
That's not true.
Why not?
Because it goes.
Thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie, whoever
Feminine
you are,
energy,
wherever
look.
you are, I love you. Thank you so
Look,
much.
It's a force on empathy, collaboration, meaning it
And
works
nurturing
together.
team growth,
Okay.
and empathy and intuition. Yeah, but all of that stuff.
Didn't I say this?
All of that, but a lot of y'all be having us in our masculine energy, behaving like the way
A man can't get you in the masculine energy.
Now you make me.
A
wanna,
man
like,
can't
fight.
get you in the masculine energy.
What you mean?
If a man sat here right now and said a woman got me in my feminine energy, you're gonna look at him like he's diabolical. So how a woman gonna say something like that? A man cannot get a woman in no feminine. A man in his feminine energy because he's in his feminine energy. A man cannot get a woman in her feminine energy. That's what you've chosen. That's an order that you've chosen to do.
That's going fast. She said, ask him to lower his tone.
Sound crazy.
Something.
Listen, he say a woman has got. Dre, sit with me right now and listen to a man say, "Yo, a woman got me in my feminine energy." You gonna look at him like he crazy?
Q. All I'm
Yes
saying
or no,
is,
though?
I
Hold
feel
on. Would you
like
look at him like he crazy?
You're.
Yes or no with that first? If a man sat in front of us right now and
Okay.
said a woman got me in my feminine energy,
I never said that though.
you gonna say he's sassy as hell. You gonna be like,
don't wanna-
boy.
Q, I'm saying
She don't want to
you-
answer it though. She's
no,
staying away
I'm
from it.
saying to- no.
Would you
because
respect
you
that?
said a lot of things in the beginning.
No, answer
of
that first
what-
though. Then we can move
Of
on.
course, I wouldn't want a guy to say that.
Well, how
he's
can a woman
feminine,
say that that's
female.
normal?
I'm not saying I'm in my masculine energy. I said his definition could
would
define being
laugh.
a female as well. It could define being a strong leader. That's not only for men. You have females out there that are strong,
Agreed.
that are leaders, that
Great.
are setting the
100%.
foundation. Why does that make her masculine?
Because that's what the.
Why does that make her masculine?
Dre, by
Because she's
standard of
strong and she's a
definition,
leader,
that's what it means.
And she sets a tone and she sets a foundation.
I just
That means
told you
she's a
why.
man?
No, that's masculine don't mean man. Masculine don't mean man. Let's establish that. Masculine don't. It's not a gender to masculine or feminine energy. It's an order. It's a way of a person's behavior. There are a lot of men that are very feminine, and you see them, I see them. They're very feminine. They're not dominant. They're very sensitive. They're very passive. They're very, very weak. It's just what it is. And there are feminine men, there are masculine men. And we are seeing more feminine men being created today than masculine. Because again, everyone is going against the order. See, when a person tells me something, right, I would like to know their reference. My reference is the Bible, right? The Bible says that a woman is supposed to submit to her husband.
Ma'am, I don't care what women like. Let's address something really quick. I see some of the women on here commenting about what men like and not doing. Again, if you're asking me to be submissive as a woman, you have to give me something to submit to.
I agree.
When a man tells me that this is what he requires in the household, again, Q says I keep going back to it, but I'm going back to it because that was our initial topic. When a man says, like, I need us to be 50-50, it is hard to get a woman to submit to 50-50. It is hard to get a woman to say, listen, I need you to pay, this is the mortgage, this is this, I need you to pay half of everything, but you're still expecting submission from her. You're not gonna get a woman to submit like your mother did, like your grandmother did, like your great-grandmother did, when they didn't have to do as much. They were able to submit to their men because they didn't have to work. All they had to do was maintain the household. When their man came home, their man had a cooked meal, everything was done. That's not society now. In society now, you have a two-working household. So you cannot expect your woman to be the same. If you're not putting me in this soft female energy, then don't expect that from me when you come home. Bruh, I'm tired. What's for dinner? I'm asking you the same thing. I'm looking at you like, okay, what's for dinner? You got home at 6. I got home at 6. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with that?
You know what's scary?
I just feel like it's the same thing. So now you have this expectation of women when you're saying that the standard isn't the same. Like the men that we had back in the day aren't the fucking men that we have.
And the women aren't either.
Okay, great.
They diabolical.
No problem. Great.
Yo,
but I'm not.
let's tell the truth. Who wore wigs? Grandmas. These girls wear wigs like grandmas.
All I'm saying is if we don't have the same caliber of men, how are y'all expecting us to be the same woman? How are y'all expecting us to be the same woman? Half of y'all ain't shit. And y'all expecting us to just be,
True.
For
True.
what?
True.
For what?
True.
For what? We're expected to just fall to y'all and be like, okay,
But a
babe,
lot
what
of
do you
times,
want?
a lot of
Y'all ain't
times.
shit.
Now, can I talk now or no?
You've been talking.
No, I stayed quiet the whole time.
You stayed quiet the whole time.
Dre, no, being
anyway.
fair, Dre, wasn't I quiet? Guys,
have no unresolved
I was just
money
quiet.
issues.
Let's be real. Yo, you want to hear something crazy? And the sad part is, this is the issue when you're talking to humans today. A lot of people want certain people, but a lot of people don't meet the requirements of these certain people. I'm a very high-earning black man, And I have very, 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 very high standards.
Okay.
And every black man and every black, white man, blue man, Asian man that are high earners, they have very high standards.
And I'm a high earning black woman and I have high standards. What's your point?
How do I make my point if you don't let me land my plane?
Because you're not looking for a
As
soft
soon as I
landing.
started talking, you cut me off because you knew what I was going to say. What was I going to say? Let me listen. What I was going
Somebody
to
said,
say.
"What's in them glasses, girl? Some heat."
This is just juice. She got some heat.
He pissing me off, so I always got to drink.
Now, can I go now?
Sure.
Thank you. You gonna be quiet? I appreciate you, sister. Sister Sonia, we call her, right? What I'm saying is, for men that have very high standards, and this is usually, when you look at like even earning, right now, I would say only, right now, 6% to 8% of black men make over $100,000. Black women also. Black men, black people, only 6 to 8% of them. That means 92% of black people don't make even 6 figures. 92%. 92%. 92%. That's crazy, right? But what makes a couple easy to have 6 figures is 2 couples working together. And that's just more natural because of where the world is financially. So what I'm getting at is a woman, by saying, Dre, I'm only submitting to a man that's predominantly paying the bills, it says that her submission is only comes at a financial cost, which says her love is only given based on the fact that you can be a great provider. That's all it says to me, which is crazy. I'm only submitting to a man that makes money. Oh my God. This is disgusting. So this sister never wanted love. She wanted a provider. And in most cases, it's a lifestyle. You're talking to a high intellect. I evaluate
This has nothing
everything.
to do with intellect. I think you're missing.
Ladies,
the
look,
point.
they look bars. That's correct.
We go back.
Come on.
We go back. But see, you're looking.
It's the
to
truth.
be right. It's not about Q. You just said women want to submit. Oh my God.
Oh my God. You know I was
Provider.
right. You know I was
Here
right.
we go again because we're going back to how you started the convo about this. We need to be 50-50
not what he said.
now.
It's not what I
We
said.
need to be 50-50 now.
not what
So
I
I'm
said.
saying to you, how are men expecting women to be submissive if we're expected to be 50-50? It's not about, I need him to be a provider, but you asking me to be 50-50.
Why the hell I gotta
asking
buy
you
your
to be a
submission?
provider.
Why the hell do I have to buy your submission when that's the ordained order of life?
So it doesn't matter, 50-50 or not, I need to submit to my man. So say that.
What is submission
Say
to
it
you, though?
doesn't
What is
matter.
submission?
Submission to me is you expecting me to be in this just like softness and expecting
not-
me to just be respectful and just be, and I will respect my man regardless. Let's just get that. Let's just get that straight. I'm gonna respect my man regardless. But you expect this. You expect your woman to just be in this softness for you because that's what submission is to me. I feel like that's what y'all expect. Y'all expect y'all women to just listen. She needs to cook. She needs to clean. She needs to respect me. She needs to appreciate me. She needs to anything I say when I come home. It just needs to be done.
I don't think. I think that's a dictatorship. And I think
you know
whoever
that's
you've
not a
dated,
dictatorship.
that is
You
a
know that's
dictatorship.
what it
If a
is.
man is like that, that's a dictator.
You know that's what it is.
You think? Come on.
You know that's what it is.
A woman that don't have a voice in your household and a man doesn't allow or respect his woman's voice, that's not a man. Because good leaders are great delegators. You know what a great delegator is? A great delegator is learning where you're gifted at and utilizing your skills.
Okay.
Well, that's what leadership is. Leadership is not about control. Most good leaders are not control freaks. Most good leaders are actually good at delegating people into doing roles and understanding what is order. Good leaders create great order. When a man is a good leader, he's in order with himself. He's on purpose. He's purposeful. He's going towards his goals and dreams.
Right.
A woman and a man is more likely to build wealth with 2 people that are coming up together opposed to somebody that already had it. Because somebody already have it, they ain't gonna look at you like no partner. They just not gonna see that. Ain't no woman in most cases I could ever meet because I already built my whole life and I'm gonna see her as a partner. She's not my partner. You only want to be in this. Like it's like the person that has $1,000 in their account and the person that has $100,000 in their account. They say we should have joint accounts. Of course, the person with $1,000 in their account want to do a joint account.
So I'm trying to figure out. Someone said it, and I wanted to ask that question.
Yeah, let's build
Are
together.
you talking about leadership or provision? Are we talking about both? Because you want to be the leader, or you want to be the provider, or you want to be both. Which one is it that you want to be?
I think it depends. Everything is a case to case.
Okay.
But the one thing I do believe is submission shouldn't be gifted based on the fact of earning. And from what you've said all this whole conversation, you believe that submission is only warranted if a man is an earner.
No, I didn't.
He's a provider. Yes, you
Oh.
did. Because you said, I'm not going 50-50 with no man and we going to submit it to him. That's what you said.
Q, I never said that. I never said that I'm not submitting.
Make sure you
to-
bring
no,
that
no, no.
clip up.
Please.
Make sure you bring that clip up.
No, I didn't. No,
Yo,
I didn't.
Kenzie,
I said
take
to
the mic
you,
for 1 second.
How are you expecting that from a woman, though? You're expecting
She
this
sure did say
submission.
this.
You're expecting this submission.
She did.
You're
You did
expecting
say
this
that.
submission.
She said that. She
No,
did
wait,
say
but
that.
you're
She
expecting
did.
this submission
She
from me
did.
for 50-50, though.
You did say that.
How are you expecting me
That's
to
what
be
I just
50-50
said.
and be submissive? I can't do that. I can't.
Look,
No, I can't do that.
when
No,
you
no,
take
no.
a couple,
No, I can't.
if a woman only believes a submission is only gifted if he's an earner, that means low key, that's kind of thotty.
Oh, okay.
That's thotty a little
guess
bit.
I
That means
guess
she
that's
loyal
okay.
to the finances. She's not loyal to the relationship. Because more so, I would care about somebody I love. Would you agree with that statement? Elaborate what you think.
I don't think that.
Oh, let me hear what he
could
thinks.
be-
You got the mic
I
on?
don't think that you could have a woman
Okay,
be
go ahead.
completely
Hold on, let me
submissive
see
in a
what she said.
50-50 household. I don't
Go ahead.
think so.
So I don't see submission
think so.
as a bad thing. It's more of there can't be two people leading. Someone has to be the backseat driver. Someone has to be Robin.
Yes.
Someone has to be able to take the assist. Not everyone's meant to lead, and it's okay to be in a submissive position. We just use the word submissive and think of it as a negative thing.
It's like control.
Yes. But
You know?
it's not necessarily being a control. It's more so I know what we need to do, so I need you to listen to me while we do this. It's not a bad thing. It's
No.
more so if you don't-
Cooperative. It's being cooperative.
Thank you. It's cooperative.
It's cooperative. And that's when I hear the term submission, when I say the willingness, because a woman has to be willing to allow a man to lead her. For instance, if a noise happened in the house right now, who are you expecting to go check the noise?
The man, of course.
Out of this
Of course,
conversation.
we're texting the guy
Guys,
to
this
go
is
check the noise.
crazy.
But Q, I feel like everything you say, it's like we're men versus women.
No,
And
it's
not
just
a man versus woman. So
establishing
why
that
does- but why
God
does the
made
submission-
men to be the leaders.
But why does the submission conversation has to revolve around finances? What else is there? Because I feel like when you talk about men, it's always about just provision. What is it that you feel like you guys bring to the table outside of that? Because when you have women that are providing for themselves, then what value do you bring to her?
So what value do you bring to a man?
What value do
I'm asking, no, don't bring your children. I don't want to hear nothing about no kids. I'm talking about you bring to him. Because a lot of times, I ain't gonna lie, women bring up their children to accommodate what she do for me. I take care of the kids. Remove the children.
I think you're talking about
What you do for the man?
peace.
You bring peace?
Peace, creating. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
Now,
that.
look,
Don't do that. That's my brother. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is not the time or
Peace.
place for that. Peace.
are you saying what sounds right, or are you saying because that's what it is?
You're asking what we bring.
No, I
Think
said,
about
what do
we.
you bring?
I did.
That's not what I asked you. What do you
don't do
bring?
that right now.
I'm
Don't
asking
do
you
that
right
right
now. What do
But
you
at
bring?
this moment, it's not the right time to ask, and you know that. This is not the right time to ask. Peace. We're bringing peace.
You bring peace?
Stability. Right? Stability. Q,
So you don't think that most
Why are you doing that right now? You trying to put me on the spot. That's not cute.
it is cute because we're gonna tell it. We're gonna tell it. We're gonna tell the truth. Because I can tell you what I bring to a relationship, and I can have the person validate everything I say I bring to the relationship. And as a great,
Companionship, that's a good one.
well, what?
Somebody said companionship. We bring companionship. What are you talking about? That's
That's
not me. Yo, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Yo.
Stability, right. Peace.
What stability?
Q. I brought all of that. He's just talking ish, guys. Don't listen to me right now.
She brings chaos.
He would say the same. He would say the same. He would say the same.
I'm just asking you.
If I even put it out there, I know they're gonna.
I'm asking an honest question. If you alleviate children, men are the bottom of the totem pole
Why you
with
doing
love
it?
in the house.
Please,
You heard what I just said to you?
stability.
Men are at the bottom.
Emotional connection. Look at that friendship. Keep going, guys.
Yo,
Ladies.
this is
Keep
crazy.
Going. She brings a smoke. Yeah, sometimes I do.
No.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do.
But look, I'm just being fair. A man has to be self-fulfilled.
Somebody say he don't like women.
Listen, I actually love women. That's why. But in the same breath, when you tell the truth, a lot of women don't like to hear the truth because they're in their feelings. Somebody's sitting there triggered right now. Somebody's sitting here right now having this conversation, listening to this conversation, and mad at the men that they chose, and guess what? They're gonna blame all men for the men that they chose. There's a man sitting here right now that's gonna blame women and put all women in a box, but yet and still is the women he chose. I have a great woman. I have a great woman. My woman fits none of these criterias. My woman is very submissive. My woman is very loyal, very honest, and very pure. And she knows her role because we believe in order. My household works because it's order.
In a box.
No, I'm just telling you what a lot of these men go through.
So I am married.
But you can't answer that. Listen, you probably told me.
She probably single. No, I am married.
Listen,
guys,
but
this is a discussion. A discussion is opinion based. It doesn't mean we're not looking for right or wrong. Everyone has their opinion. I feel like everything is based on your experience, what you've been through. Everything is subjective. It's not, I don't think it's a one answer. I don't think it's an umbrella answer. I think that everyone has their individual stuff. You guys have your stuff that you go through. It's not what me and Q are saying is the right answer for women or the right answer for men. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's situation is different.
That's why I don't worry.
That's
But
what
at the end of the
I
day,
don't look at this and what you guys are saying and it apply it to my life. It is what it is. Someone says, does his wife go 50-50?
No. I'm gonna let you answer that. What do you think?
Well, we know she doesn't. That's why I feel like you on here just talking
I'm just talking in general. I see one thing about me, I'm good at not making me the standard. I don't make me the standard.
Okay.
I just sat here and told you my home run down in my home. But in the same breath, we're just having a general conversation. I'm trying to raise their awareness to some of these women. For some of these women, you know, there's a poll that set up the other day. It said in the next 7 to 10 years that black women were going to be more than 90. I think it's like 60% of them are going to be childless and single. It's the ideology that they're teaching a lot of these people. It is better that two people can come together and build a life.
What Mrs. Hurd said, 50-50 doesn't have to do with money all the time. Thank you. Like, I feel like everything you're saying is financially based. It doesn't always have to be about money.
Though. That's cap. I just said if a couple is going 50-50, they should be splitting everything in the house. 50-50, even the workload in the house.
Outside of 50-50, do you think outside of financial, do you think you split everything else in the household with your partner?
As far as workload?
As far as workload, so with the kids and everything?
I'm not going to cap, no.
So she does most of that.
Yes.
So,
and the reason being is because of the fact that, but that's my situation.
Okay.
I chose to date a nurturing woman because I wanted my children to have a nurturing situation, right? So I accepted the role as a provider because I want this, right? This is what I chose. I don't like when a man chooses a woman.
He's being a hypocrite. Thank you.
But you can't have a conversation with because you don't even listen to what I'm saying. No, you don't. I'm going to give you the same level of respect. Just so you know that for now, I'm going to give you the same level of respect. You asked me a question. I started answering the question. Okay, she brings up he's a hypocrite.
I apologize.
Ain't that crazy?
I apologize. Go ahead.
That's crazy, though.
I apologize.
Because as soon as you start talking, I'm like, bingo.
I apologize.
She said this.
I apologize.
No, but I'm just saying, when you're talking to a certain household, he said, hypocrite, we're having a conversation. And the people that cannot remove their emotions and their personal life out of a conversation, this is why you have a problem in today's society.
Okay.
I never make me the standard because it's unfair to make me the standard. I wish I was the standard. I wish my household was the standard. But in reality, it's not. And the only way we're going to get it to that is when people know their roles.
Okay.
You have a person who only, you could have a McDonald's employee.
Said she would have told you to get out right now.
Listen, you could have a McDonald's employee talking about they want the highest earner on earth. And guess what? People will entertain that crap. I would sit her down and be like, sister, you do not warrant that high earning man. Like, come on. Like, this is the world we've gotten. We gotten so delusional that delusion is the new reality. And the fact of the matter is, most people are delusional. And they're not getting these standards. I hear 50-year-old, 40-year-old women talking about this Mr. Right that's still coming. Maybe you've been Miss Wrong the whole time. And I hear a 50-year-old man saying that. Maybe he been Mr. Wrong the whole time. You need to work on yourself and look at yourself like, look, someone that's willing to come, bring everything they have to the table is the healthiest relationship you can find. They're not looking to go take and put it in someone else's home. I know some people that are low earners and they take half of their paycheck and put it into other homes. And then I know some men that are low earners, but they bring everything into that house. That's a good man. That's a good man because all he cares about is you. His energy is on you, his family. That's healthy. But today's society don't know what healthy looks like. It's delusional. And it's creating very dysfunctional children. And these kids, they're looking for someone to be their moms and dads. And it's sad because she got on a wig at 13, talking about eyelashes out there, talking about who gonna pay my bills. And that's what we created. Bone Quisha and Tyrone's is all you seeing that's coming out. Because of the fact that, again, we don't see that it's our culture that's continuing this dumb behavior. I don't see no Asian women online talking about what the man gotta buy me. He better do this and he better do
But
that.
I feel like everything you're saying is just based on finances. It's everything
And that's what's killing
all
the
we're
culture.
talking about.
But that's what's killing the
Finances.
culture.
Okay.
Finances is killing the culture. Your father could have been a doctor and your mother could have been a lunch aide and they would have worked it out and loved each other.
My mother is a doctor.
I already knew
I
that.
just wanted to say that.
Give it up for her mother.
Put it out there.
No, wrong
Put
one.
it out there.
Give it up for her mother.
But
what I'm saying, let me finish my point.
Okay.
But your mother could have been, let me flip the roles. Your mother could have been a doctor and her boyfriend her husband could have been a bus driver. And they didn't look at it like that. I think titles and careers and financial earning has taken the amount of respect that people give people. I play poor because I don't want people to think I have money to treat me better. Because it's disgusting. I'm a human. You're a human. Everyone gets respect across the board. It's not about your earning. It's not about your money. It's not about your title. I don't care you're a doctor so-and-so. I'll treat the lunch aide just like I treat the doctor. It's respect is respect, and it's one of the most universal languages there is on earth. I don't look at a garbage man that's beneath the CEO. Everyone gets respect. But today's society is not like that anymore. It's all about who earns and who has a title. A man walks in the room, he's a doctor. Oh, my God. I'm like, you know why? Because instantly you're thinking about what he can
I
give
would
you.
never date a guy that's a doctor. I feel like, let's just get one thing straight. When you talk about finances,
She's the standard.
No, but it's not about being the standard.
She hard-headed.
I would date somebody that I love, even if he didn't make a ton of money. I don't care about a title.
Look, me knowing you.
You know me. I don't care about
Look what I
the
just
title.
said to you.
These people don't know me. I don't care
I just
what
said
they
to you,
think of me.
I could agree with you.
I could date somebody who I don't give a crap about what you make as long as we're building together. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
I don't look at it as like, oh, I need to date somebody that's making 6 figures. I'm not one of those women who's looking for somebody to provide for me because I know that I could provide for
You don't think
myself.
that's most women though these days?
But I am looking for someone to build with. I want
agree.
somebody that I know that, you know what? Okay, so you have this, I have this. How can we make it bigger?
I agree.
I don't need you to come into my life and take care of me, and I don't want to take care of you. But I want to know, okay, with my dollar and your dollar, how can we build? You understand what I'm saying? Do I think that's every woman? No. But I think you do have a lot of women like that. And I think you're negating the fact that there are a lot of women like that out there.
I agree.
So what I don't like that you're saying is most women are looking for this, because I don't really think so. I don't really think most women are looking for that.
So
I think you have a lot of hard-working women out there that are looking to build.
A well-renowned therapist proved the point. It said, this is the doctor, said women date across the board and up. Men will date across the board and down. Why is that?
But some women date down too. But a lot of women out here taking care of men too, Q.
Let me say this statement though. Those women settle for those men. And when they settle for those men, they don't respect those men. When you're dating somebody and you treating them like a peasant, that's very toxic.
But why do you think that women who date like that are treating them like, you have some
because
women that
he don't make money.
Men. You have women that see potential, that maybe look at her man and say, you know what? I know he's gonna get there someday. I believe in my babe. I believe he can. Why do you assume that every woman that dates down is she's looking down and, oh, she don't respect him? I don't think that's true. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's true.
Listen, if you believe that most women that date down, they're gonna respect their man,
so you're
I don't
looking
agree.
for a business partner, Narish? No, I'm not looking for a business partner. I'm saying that if I'm dating you, I'm not looking for what you're making. I'm looking for what we can build together. What's wrong with that?
She ain't get it. I know. She's not listening to you. I know. She don't. She never do. That's how I love bringing it on, because we go at it. But I will say this.
You ain't see what she said. I get what she's saying. You ain't see that. You just always said I wasn't listening to you.
No, but
That
what I'm
just
saying
made
is,
sense.
it is healthy if black couples get back to where we used to be. And what I mean by that is stop worrying about people's titles and stop worrying about people's pockets. And see that if this person is pulling their weight, because sometimes even in life, look at, for instance, you could be, say we're a couple, right? Say you want to go to the gym to look like the Queen of Sheba in the gym. You want to look like the you own the gym. I might just want to keep my health. That don't make me lazy.
Someone said, would I date a McDonald's worker? I would if I like him. I'd date a man in a wheelchair if I like him. I swear I would. I swear, because I don't date based on finances. I have to have, I think for most women, I'm not going to say for most, let me stop. For some women, not all women are out there looking at finances. You have some women that really want connection. They want intimacy. There are some women out there like that bond.
There are some women like that.
It's not every woman that's out here like, well, how much you make? What you do? You got a lot of women out here that they are the breadwinners.
So it's at a 10, how many do you think what you just said? Out of 10?
I think less than half for sure.
When you say less than half, give me a number.
You're a
guesstimate. Guesstimate still.
Somebody said like 10%. I don't know.
That's how I
guys. So you
feel.
say
I
he's
feel
not
like he
talking
said.
about just me. I don't know. I cannot
See,
speak
that's
for
what I
every
keep
woman.
saying. I'm not
I can't
talking
speak
about
for every
you.
woman.
That's what I keep trying to explain to
neither
you.
can you though. You can't speak
I
for
just
anyone.
said,
And I'm
if
sure there's
from
ton
my
of women out here
experience,
that make more money than their men.
no, but if
that
from my
love their men.
experience, and that's a very small number, and that's probably the 10%. I'm just saying, it would be that 10% will move up if we stop making everything based on economics. From what I see, I do a lot of one-on-ones with a lot of people, and all you hear women talk about is the man's pockets. That's all they care about. And the sad part is, the good guys get overlooked because he can't give her a lifestyle. That's what I see a lot.
But what do you think that's out there more than finances? Let's talk about that. We done talked about finances. What do you think that's out there? Can I ask you, what is it that you do for your woman out of being a provider that shows her that you love her, that shows her that you're like, you know what, I appreciate you. Outside of paying the bills, this is just you being authentically your romantic self or your I appreciate my woman self. Let's get rid of finances because finances seems to cause a big argument with us. Let's just talk about a man and a woman take finances away. How are you showing your woman, baby, I love you?
I'm a great motivator.
Okay.
And I'm also a great supporter.
Okay.
If you're gonna take the initiative and move, I'm gonna run with you. I'm the type of person that tries to pull all the potential out of you. And I know how to do it healthy because I don't do it toxic. Okay. Telling somebody, oh, you're a bum, you're a loser, oh, you could be doing better, is because that's your ideology. That's what you believe in your head. Mm-hmm. You can encourage without discouraging somebody. Some people, they encourage, but they also discourage somebody because as they build them up, they tear them down. In the same breath, a man can only be hurt by a woman that he chooses to love and his mother. Those are the number one and number two, maybe his daughter. Those are the three people that could really break a man. So for me as a man, I know that me being supportive, me being there consistently, also being a great example. Okay. Being a great example, but not preaching, but also practicing. Okay. That's what I can see the value I bring to any relationship. I'm not gonna tell you to be great and I'm being lazy. I'm not gonna tell you to be on time and I'm late. I'm not gonna tell you to be consistent, I'm inconsistent. I'm not gonna tell you to be disciplined and I lack discipline. I'm not gonna tell you to be mature and I'm immature. But as a man, I think that these men gotta shift back to that order because it's not my creation. The other day I said in a room full of women, and Dre, he knows, I said in a room full of women, they got upset with me when I said the closest thing to God is a man. She said, what the hell you mean by that? I said, this is God's order. It goes God, man, woman, children, right? The family, the children lean on the mom leans on the dad leans on God. That's how the order is. And a woman that don't understand that should never, ever be married. Ever be married. That's not my order. And a man that believes in running from provision should never be a married man. He shouldn't even have children. He shouldn't even get in a relationship. Because reality is, as a provider, it goes God, man, woman, children. The children lean on mommy. Mommy leans on dad. Dad leans on God.
So you think a lot of women feel like we can't lean on our black men? Because you were talking about black men and black women. Do you feel like a lot of black women, or women, I don't want to just say black women, ladies, feel like we can't lean on our men anymore? And
yes.
That's why we are so defensive.
Yes.
And that's why we are so aggressive.
Yes.
And that's why it seems like we're such alphas, is because we feel like we're alone.
Yes.
And we have to just figure it out.
Yes, but it has a double coin. One of the coin is society, the men are not as good as they used to be. I'm going to keep it 100. The second is a lot of the women aren't accountable for the men they choose, though. Mm-hmm. A lot of women will diss the men that they've chosen. You've given a man your intimate prize, and then you have the nerve to diss him. So who's the fool in that situation? If you give me your most intimate prize without proving my most valuable, my value to you, that's your loss. That's your fault. If some people will learn to slow down and stop rushing into the bed, society will be in a better space. People are worried about intimacy more than mental connection and compatibility. Everything is about, we can be compatible as far as looking at each other, but are we compatible as far as our mentalities? Most people do not even know who they just slept with until they've already slept with the person. This is society.
So you think most women are giving their most valuable before?
Yes. They're giving their sex to the representative.
So we're giving it up too easily.
Hell yeah, a lot of women are. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It is way easier to have sex than it is back when I was a kid. It's so much easier today to get sex than when we was growing up. And ladies and gentlemen, do you agree? It is way easier to have sex today than it was when we were kids. Listen to them. Yes, that's true. Yes, facts. Yes, I'm just being honest. When a person's screaming no, it's because they're taking themselves. The issue with having conversations with some women is they're not good at removing themselves because they feel like you're calling her a hoe. And that's when they take it, like, they take it personal. Men can have a general conversation and not make them the standard. A lot of women cannot do that. That's why you see a lot of compatibility, argumentative, because they're making them the standard. I'm not talking about you. If you sit here and tell me right now your children or these younger people ain't humping faster than ever, then you living in a delusional world. You don't live in the real world.
I don't think that's true.
Because they living in a delusional world. More young people are having sex than ever at younger ages. It's just and they move on faster than ever. They don't even know what heartbreak is. Heartbreak is getting on to the next bed. To them, that's what heartbreak is. Heartbreak is not dealing with their problems and fixing themselves, even adults. They created this mentality from adulthood and they pass that same mentality on to their children. To the point where it's like, don't even get over or heal from your trauma or your experience of that last man or that last woman. It's jump into another bed.
Right. That's
what the world is. It's all about running to the next person. And social media has created this mentality where people feel like they have so much access to people that they don't even value people anymore. They think people are so disposable.
But do you feel like a lot of men are valuing less connection and more just of a physical? For men, I mean, I feel like that. I don't know if some of these...
I think a lot of boys are like that, though.
But do you feel like a lot of men are more out there for the physical, less than the connection, the bond? They're not really looking to... Everybody's looking to just go out, have a good time, and just what's there right now, and that's what it is. How many people
I think men are very visual.
For...
I think men are very visual. I'm not gonna lie about that. Okay. I think, but when a man becomes the true ordained man that he's supposed to be, he starts learning the difference between quantity. He learns what quality is. A lot of men that have quantity is because they don't see themselves as quality. Like, they don't value themselves. The man that chases women will never have a value ever in life. The man that knows how to be reserved in a room full of women, the women will want him more. A lot of the women that talk crazy, I know for a fact, they see me as a very masculine man. And I'm very calm and collective because I'm a very great leader. And I think about what's the next decision. I'm very strategical. I don't just make poor decisions based off of impulse. Impulse will have you in a bad situation. But I do believe that a lot of the men that you see that's looking at women just for what they can do for them sexually, they're still little boys. They're still little boys. Because again, if a man has built something, he's not gonna lose what he's built. When I watch these little basketball players, they make decisions on certain women just because of looks. I can tell you a mile away that was gonna be a headache. I can tell you a mile away she's gonna use you for your money. Because if you wasn't such and such in the NBA, she wouldn't even entertain you, such and such. Sometimes if I can't close my eyes like this and be attracted to you by what you're saying and the behaviors you have, I told somebody, be blind in a relationship and you'll see the truth of what's going on in your relationship. But the problem is one thing about blind people, every other sentence become heightened.
Right.
So they see more than the actual person because their senses become heightened.
Lost ones, right?
Yes. They see, now you gotta help them more, right? They see those things more. The issue is a lot of people, they think they don't even see logic anymore. It's just crazy how the world has gotten, and it's only hurting the black culture. The black culture
said, can you please give your definition of a leader again, because she needs her husband to hear that.
A leader is a person that doesn't just talk. We stand on it. The perfect ideology of a leader is having a date, a time, and to where you want to, destination to where you want to get to. A man can't tell me he's a leader if you don't have a plan. That man needs to say, hold on, maybe I shouldn't be in a relationship yet because I don't have a plan, nor am I on the road to my plan. So again, if a man is not purposeful, his purpose will be anything other than what his purpose is that distracts him from his purpose. Lust, sex, girls, weed, drugs, everything other than what makes him a better person. This is what you're seeing in society now. Is a bunch of people finding coping mechanisms to cope with life other than facing their true reality. If a man doesn't embrace responsibilities, he's not a man. Any man that's evasive of responsibilities will never, ever be great. A man has to take on responsibility to be great. A man becomes his greatest version of self when he's pushed to the wall. If your back has never been to the wall as a man, you will never be great. Every man has become great when they're at their lowest moments. Every man. Because you have to see the floor so you can understand what the ceiling feel like. If you don't touch the floor, you ain't gonna understand what the ceiling feel like. Every man has to go through that. And that's why I tell a lot of these mothers, takes these bibs out of these boys' mouths and let him hit the floor. Let him bump his head. Stop yelling at him every day. Go figure it out. Now you're going to learn. Sometimes you have to kick a person out. A mother bird comes home one day and start throwing her babies out the nest. And if you don't fly, you know what happens.
But do you think that there are some men that just don't get it?
Because they're not meant to get it, because those are not men. There's something called failing to launch. If you don't take on, see, when you transition into manhood, you have to understand that being a man is a very thankless job. It's not a rewarding job. Being your husband is not a rewarding job. And women don't understand that to be true. You are loved the least in a household when there's a family there. The dog gets more love than a man. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? And I'm just being fair. A man has to be self-rewarding, knowing I kept the mortgage paid, I kept the bills paid, I kept the roof over our head, I did what I was supposed to do. I get up on time. That has to be a self-rewarding thing. It has to start your engine to do those things. Otherwise, a man ain't gonna do it, because in most cases, most men are not praised. They're not appreciated. So most men don't even want that job anymore. They're like, why am I subscribing to this job? It don't make sense. It don't make sense. That's why a lot of men run from it. Sad but true. Preach. I know.
Do you think there's some men that subscribe to the job and they can't do the job?
They're trying to learn the job. But the best way is, I think a lot of men need to create help groups, because there's a lot of ego that goes in with a man being told by a woman how to be a man. And a lot of times a woman has never been a man and she's trying to tell us how to be a man. It sounds crazy. When a woman tells a man how to be a man, I want to check and see if she has a penis. Because again, a man is an action verb. It's not a word. It's an action that you have to learn. And most men haven't experienced or don't know how to be a man because they haven't experienced it by seeing it. If you're not exposed to it, what do you know how to be? You're going to be exactly what you saw. And there are a lot of women that just their sons for being bums when a woman brought home nothing but bums. That's crazy. If you think about that, imagine your mother bringing home an example of a man that she's telling you not to be. But you giving him your most intimate prize and you hear him in the room having sex. Tyrone smell like pure weed, and he in the room with you having sex with your mama, and then your mama telling you how to be a man.
But do you think that there are just some men, taken away from what you're saying, do you think that there are some men that are just not prepared for the job? Some
100%.
men that are just not ready to be men, that just don't know how to maybe be husbands, how to be providers.
100%.
So then what do you say to those women that are in those situations or in those positions with men that just aren't ready, that aren't the cues or aren't some of the men on your, the chats and the lives, that they're not doing that? And then you have some of these women that are just in these positions with them and they feel stagnated and they feel like, okay, it's complacency in my marriage or complacency in my relationship. Then what do you do?
And this is me using the word of God. If there's a marriage involved, I would never, ever, ever tell somebody to get a divorce. That has to be a decision they have to do, because they're going to be held accountable for that, because that's the oath they made to God and the promise they made to God. For better, for worse, through thickness of, that's a promise they made to God. They have to be able to live with that. I would never say, hey, if the man is not beating you and the man is not overly, like I hear arguments, people argue in this life, and I'm talking about excessive verbally abusing you, emotionally abusing you, financially abusing you, meaning not trying to put in the money in the house. I would never recommend a breakup. I do recommend therapy. I do recommend counseling. I do recommend bringing in an outside source, so that, because sometimes the house noise gets so loud that you can't hear each other. And I do know that there are a lot of people in the house with each other that cannot hear each other because of the fact that it's too much trauma, it's too much negativity that's transpired between the two of them. Not just him, not just her, but just two of them. Because most cases we play tit for tat in a relationship.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just what it is. I'm not gonna watch this because I know it's gonna make her mad. I remember when I was married and before my divorce, I would do petty stuff just to prove my point. I'm being honest. And one thing about me, I'm a very transparent person. I would do little corny stuff maliciously just because I want to prove my point. And there's women that do the same thing. But I also learned that from a woman. But when I got around a man, one day, my mentor was in the house one day, I was arguing with my ex-wife. He looked at me, and when we was leaving, I said, yeah, I told her about herself. He said, I didn't know who the man or who the woman was. And I said, what do you mean by that? He said, I didn't know who the man or the woman was. He said, the way you just acted in the house, I would have promised you I would have thought you was a woman. And again, I didn't grow up with a father. but having the capacity or logic to understand that I need to get a male figure around me so I can learn. And I learned it. And it takes humility to sit and raise your hand like I don't know how to be a man. It takes humility to do that because now you have to learn something. And I was taught how to be a man wrong. And this is what I love about men that can be vulnerable with themselves. That's why I do believe that they need a lot of men groups that actually help a lot of men. Because I'm not gonna laugh at a man for his shortcomings. I'm gonna laugh at a man who's not trying to become. So a man's shortcomings is not what I'm gonna laugh at. I'm gonna laugh at him for where he's not trying to become. Where there's no effort, that means there's no consciousness. If I can't see a man put in effort, that means he's not conscious to his own self. That's like the stink person that don't smell, they smell. They don't even smell it because they're immune to it. So that means you're immune to being lazy. That means you're immune to being inconsistent. That means you're immune to being a liar. That's a very toxic person. That person is someone I wouldn't even want nobody to date. You have to at least be immune to your smell. The first step to any level of recovery is admitting that you have a problem. And if you can't do that, you can't fix nothing.
But do you think there are some men that won't, or women, men, whatever, in relationships, if some people just won't admit that they have a problem, and then what do you do about that? What do you do when it's a constant just survival mode in relationships? Because I feel like a lot of people are, someone said, what do you think if a man cheats on his wife? Is it by accident? That's a good one.
It could be 50-50, and I'm gonna be fair. And the reason why I say that is because a married couple could be in a bad space. I've seen couples not have sex for years. I've seen couples not have sex for months. I've seen couples, so it depends on what y'all going through. I've seen situations, that's not always the first answer to leave. I'm saying that's not always the first answer. I don't believe it's by accident. It is always conscious. If a person steps out, they definitely made a choice, whether male or female. But I will say, men are less conscious when it comes to having sex than women. Women are more conscious.
Why you look? What is the problem? They like me now.
No, I'm just saying. You don't think that women are just more conscious?
Women, I think.
No, let me take it back. You have better self-control.
I think not only do women have better self-control, but I think that women cheat more. I think that a woman would cheat with more feelings. A man could go and just have sex in my opinion.
Agreed.
But I feel like a woman, for your woman to lay down with another man, she like him. She like him.
She wanted him.
She not just going to just sleep with somebody. She must like him. There's no way. That's my opinion.
I agree. But I do say this though, a lot of the times when
Yes, Angelica, a woman leaves mentally before she leaves physically.
I can agree with that.
Thank you, Angelica.
I agree.
Women, do you
it's
also
called
believe
the plan
that
to
women
escape.
take longer to
Yeah, because y'all playing y'all escape.
Here we go.
No,
what's your sign? What's your birthday?
A Taurus. I'm Taurus. May 16th. No, I'm Taurus. May 16th. What I'm saying, when planning to escape don't mean that she's planning how her moves are. She's not. Most women ain't gonna just get impulsive and leave and just be like, I'm done. She's gonna plan it. Where's she gonna go? What's her next move? Where's she gonna live? Because women like security. They like to be protected. So she's gonna make sure that situation is situated before anything, which is always true. I do see that a lot of times, 100%. I'm saying, but I will say this though. Today's society right now is in a horrible space because we can't see that social media mentality has become indoctrinated in the real life society. People cannot differentiate the two. Most people talk TikTok. Most people talk Instagram. Most people talk Facebook. Most people talk YouTube. They regurgitate the information that's being fed to them because most people do not open a book after high school.
Now, Q. I feel like me personally, I feel like no one has real connection anymore. You know what I'm saying? I know that.
Trauma babies.
I just feel like, okay, since Q was trying to get it out there, guys, I know y'all about to roast me for this, but.
Dre, you did that? You did the
So I am married, but I'm about to go through a divorce. Okay. But I feel as though I can't even fathom dating because, number one, I know that I'm difficult.
Extremely.
I know that I'm difficult.
Extremely.
But I know that I feel like the dating world, from what I've heard, is just crazy. It's crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like I don't even look forward to that because I don't even know what it... Somebody said turn up the volume. They can't hear.
Bring the mic closer. The mic fall.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I feel like I don't even know how to date. I don't know what that means anymore. Like, I don't know because, my husband and I, we've been married 5 years, but together for 13. So we have 2 kids. So the idea of being out there, it is scary, but I'm not getting a divorce because I want to go date someone else. It's because someone else. But I'm just saying, when it gets to that point where the idea of dating, I don't even know how to date. Like, what does that mean? Why are you putting your glasses down like
I want
that?
to make sure.
No, I don't know what that means though.
But
How do you date? What does dating entail?
Well, my question
I don't
is,
even know what that means. Are you dating or where are you meeting people?
You ask me
guys? Where y'all
questions.
even meeting
Can I ask you a
people?
question now? So if you never, ever, ever get a man that's even kind of equivalent to the way your husband was, are you comfortable dying alone?
If I never meet a man that's
Even close to, because I do believe that a lot of times we go backwards because we do things, we expect that there's something out there that exists for us that don't exist. I do believe there's a lot of people right now sitting there believing that something is really sitting there waiting for them. You know the scary part is, I'm gonna say this though, when you talk to older women and they don't understand that men don't value age, we value youth, right? And when you talk to older women and they believe that this Mr. Perfect is sitting out there waiting for them, I get so scared for her. I'm like, yo, sister, you sound crazy. But I'm like, yo, can you find a companion? Yes. But Mr. Perfect is not out there anymore. Your Mr. Perfect is what you could have built when y'all was young and y'all could have came up together, the ranks. But Mr. Perfect ain't existing no more.
I mean, I don't think I'm looking for anything. I don't think I'm looking for a perfect. I just don't know what the dating world would entail is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
You ever went in the bathroom behind somebody that used it, did it number 2? How it smell?
Why you always got to do them?
How it smell though?
You can't say that's
How
for
it smell?
everybody. You've been married and
I'm just telling you though.
someone now.
I'm telling
met your person,
but it's
so why you
easier
think
for
there's
a
not somebody
man
out
to
there for
confine
everybody?
what he's looking for because there are better women out there than men. You just sat here and said there are not a lot of good men out there. So that means you go into a dating pool that don't have a lot of good men. So that means to get the good men, you're gonna have to stand out amongst the good women. You're gonna have to really stand out.
Do you think there are a lot of good men out there?
No.
So you think there are a lot more women? There are a lot
think
more
there are better women than
looking
men.
for a good man than there is men looking
Yes.
for. Okay.
I think there are better women out there nowadays than men. I think there are women out there that are better than men. I think from my experience, I do believe that there are more. A lot of these men nowadays is lazy. I'm just being honest. They're lazy. They're inconsistent. They always got an excuse. They lie about their reality. They like, and what's scary is when a man is living in delusion, because a man is supposed to become more logical as he get older. For instance, if I get into an argument with a man, it doesn't make me a punk to walk away at a certain age. I realize it's not worth it because I don't want to jeopardize my family situation.
Right.
That's called logic. But if a man hasn't reached those pinnacles, that means he's still a little boy. So that's, you see more like that, more crash outs, more older dudes acting like they still young. Like, I'm comfortable getting older. I'm comfortable with my age. I like aging. I like being a dad. You know, I like being I'm never gonna have the dad bod, but I like being a father. I like being Quinn's dad.
You do have a dad bod.
Kind of sexy.
You're never gonna have the hot bod. You have the dad bod. The dad bod is.
When the hate stop working, they start telling lies. But
God.
I will admit that a lot of men
How
are.
can you say men are lazy? A lot of women are lazy and don't take responsibility.
I do agree with that statement, but in the same breath, I do believe that. Why I always tell the men, and I hope y'all listening right now, good. All the men on my live right now, if you're single, do not date until you get your life together. And the reason why I say that is because you're gonna date at the level you at or but under the level you at. And in most cases, you're not gonna want that woman when you get to the level you want to be at. Mm-hmm. A lot of times men date down. And when they date down, if they were to come up, this is what happens why they leave the woman. So you'll meet a woman that be like, yo, he left me when he got up. Nah, you was always pulling him down when he was down.
Do you think men date down because they're afraid, they're intimidated by women who are more successful than them?
I think there are men that are like that. But I do believe that there are women who will never give him a time of day.
Would you date a woman who was more successful than you?
Yes. Because that means she got to be very successful.
Intimidated by her success?
No. Okay. I'm an intellect. I'm very attracted to intellectual. Mm-hmm. I'm attracted to people that are secure with themselves. Because I'm very secure with myself. Okay. Like money don't make me. And it took me years
really?
No, I do understand the necessity of it. But if you sat here right now and say, I play small. I'm not no gloater about no money, but I do understand how society overvalues it. Because it's about what it can do for their life and their lifestyle. Okay. I see when I see money, I look at it what it can do for my family. So to me earning, I'm a very selfless person. So my family benefits from my earning. Everyone. I gave them a better life, a better home, a better everything because I didn't earn because I want to be the big shot. I earned because I wanted to give my family a better life. That's the difference.
So can I ask you, why do you think, I'm gonna come back, guys? You're gonna
Just so
hate
you
me
know,
for a second.
I pay almost 3 times the amount of child support for my daughter that I'm supposed to. 3 times. By
But
choice.
do you think
no,
some-
but listen to that statement. By choice.
Oh wow, not because you were.
Because I want her to have the same lifestyle if she lives with me. Because I'm a very selfless guy.
But Q, pointing back to that, what advice do you have to women who they don't have that? So here you are saying, again, I know you said you're not making yourself the standard. I know there's some people on here that may say they're not making themselves the standard or whatever. Women who have men that just ain't doing it. What do you say to a woman who feels like she's stuck, where she feels like, okay, here you are saying you're providing, you're doing all of this, but what if she doesn't have that? What if she's providing and then you coming home to a man who isn't doing his part, isn't playing his role, but you're playing your role, and it's the fights and it's the this and the kids are hearing it, and what is the resolution? Where is the mutual ground?
I will be honest with you. As I told you before, I would never tell a couple to divorce. If they choose to divorce, that's entirely on them. Because I'm not going to go before God and say, I know when I told them to get a divorce, and I got to own it. Because you will be held accountable for all the things you've done. You know, I just can't tell somebody that. That's something that a person got to make a decision.
Choose better men.
That's 50-50. Some people become lazy after they've been with you. I've seen that too. I've seen some women not hold their body up after they gotten married. I see some men not hold themselves up financially after they got married. People do change too. Some for the better, some for the worse. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. There were red flags. Maybe there were red flags and maybe there weren't red flags like that. Or they weren't as visible as they are today. So it depends. You maybe got closer to the red flags as you started dating. Like, damn, I thought this would have changed by now.
I like what Gutter World said, don't rush to get married. Do you feel like a lot of people are rushing into relationships,
Yes.
or rushing into stuff and not
Yes.
really
Yes.
knowing the person that they're with? So it's like you're not taking the time out to really get to know that person's flaws. You see, you have a couple of good dates and it seems like it's all good, and all of a sudden we together, we getting married, and you don't even know if they put the toilet seat down.
I'm being fair. I think that most people are uncomfortable being by themselves. I think that is a man thing and a woman thing. I think that most people come from people that were emotionally insecure, and they've raised very emotionally insecure people. I think that the girls come from very insecure financial people, and they look for finances from men. And I think the men come from very emotionally unstable people who created these men to look for emotionally security. I think the men give them the resources financially. The woman gives them their emotional support. I think it's a transactional thing, and I think that is the most unhealthiest relationship that a human can be in. I think if you're selfless and I'm selfless, I think that is the best relationship. 2 selfless people should be in a relationship, because the Bible says that love does not gloat. It does not talks about, boast about what it does or don't do. You ask my woman about it, she'd be like, no, he's not like that. I do
I
it.
agree that you're not like that.
You're
I've
not
known you
supposed
for a
to be.
while.
So again,
You're
you're
not like
supposed to
that.
build. I've taken her mother as my mother,
Right.
and treat her like my mother.
Q, again, I know you say you're not making you the standard, but again, everyone isn't like that.
Because
so
we
guys, we're
need
gonna have
more of an
intimate
example.
Conversation now. Let's
we
have
need
intimate
example though.
conversation.
We don't
Like,
have enough examples. You have a lot of examples of good women. As a
Q,
man, I
but
don't have a lot as a man.
We're talking, we're
Would you
being
agree with that?
inclusive of everyone.
You don't agree with
here.
that, though?
That what?
A lot of women have great examples of women,
I do.
but a lot of men don't have great
But it's like
examples.
when I said, "Oh, my mom is a dinosaur," I'm like, "Oh, we don't." It's not about caring, guys. But I came from.
That was joking. That's dope.
I came from a household where my dad was a drug dealer. My mom may have ish. She worked her ass off with 3 kids, single mother. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment in Brooklyn. She never went on welfare. She never did Section 8. She just worked. She bought her first house in Roosevelt. She went to school and she just worked her ass off. And that's what I know. So I think some people come from how they were brought up. You get what I'm saying? Like, what they know. I can only come from what I know. I don't know outside of that. I only know to be strong. I only know how to work hard. I don't know the opposite. I don't know how to be selfless. I don't know how to sit back and just let a man this. So when a man comes into my world, or we come into each other's world, let me not say come into my world, we come into each other's world, I don't have expectations, because I feel like expectations set you up for disappointment. But I know how I am, and I kind of want you to meet me there. So if I feel like things, not saying I don't want things to go according to me, but if I feel like, yo, this ain't flowing right, I have a problem.
You know who takes the.
And I don't want
okay,
a project. I don't think it's fair for women to take on projects.
But you're a project though,
And what do you mean?
because you're still working on yourself.
Yes, Q. I'm not talking about in that terms. I'm talking about a man that just comes completely just, and
I see
a
what you're
woman
saying.
has to build him.
I see what you're saying. I see what
like,
you're saying.
I feel like that part is like, I don't want to take on a project. Like when a man comes to me, I don't say you got to come whole. I get it. We could, again, I've always said we could build together. I don't need a man to come to me saying, babe, I got everything. I'm okay with, my husband could never lie and sit next to us and say, you know what? I mostly have expectation of him in the household than I have expectation of him materialistic.
I got something funny for you, though.
To do for me.
I got something funny for you. A minute ago, we was having a conversation about me being biased, right? Well, stay with me. Watch this. Being fair to Shay.
Why you
I'm
gotta call
biased.
my whole name? You the only one. You and my mother call me to say Shay.
No, when you mean it, you got to say the name. When I'm at Andrew, when I'm upset, you say the whole name. Kinsey Ryan, you say the whole government when you're upset. But no, what I'm saying is, so me and her was having a conversation the other day. I told her I would sit down with who? You and your husband. If I'm biased, why would you feel comfortable with me sitting down with both of y'all?
We're just talking the podcast.
No, I'm just
you know
asking
I
you
love you. You're my big brother.
Hold on, let's answer that question.
You're my big brother.
But you didn't want to defend me when you know I'm not biased.
I'm not defending you on this podcast. You're just talking ish. Of course not. I'm not defending
Yo,
you.
guys,
I love you
I'm
outside of
very,
this.
very, very fair.
Outside of this, I text
I'm
him all
very
the time,
fair.
guys. I text him all the time, like, bro.
When she's wrong, don't I tell you?
Of course.
When he's wrong, I tell him. I said, let's have a sit down. But you know who takes a divorce the hardest, though? Believe it or not?
Men? Women? Kids. Oh, of course. Of course. The kids
Diabolical.
do.
I've seen kids become rebellious and to the point where A students became F students and became gangbangers because of it. I've met kids at group homes that I've spoken at, in shelters that I've spoken at, in youth centers and juvenile centers, when you talk to a child and you're like, I had both of my parents. My father's a corrections officer and my mother's a cop. What happened? They divorced and he went left.
Yeah.
Or she went left. Or,
Have I gone to marriage counseling? No, I haven't gone.
See?
You know what, guys? I do think so. I will say this. This is me being a little transparent now that my cup is done. I am definitely one of those women that I give a lot, I give a lot, I give a lot, I give a lot. And when I pour and I pour and I pour and my cup is empty, now you can't tell me nothing. I'm just done.
100%.
I done poured everything and I don't want to hear anything and I'm done. My kids, though, are really, really... So we have a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old, and if we're going to be transparent, my 12-year-old isn't biologically my husband's son,
is
but
his
he
kid.
came into my son's life when my son was 10
That's
months
his
old
kid,
and
though.
loves him to death. Of course,
his
that's
kid.
his son. But he's taken it the hardest because, of course, he's used to this family dynamic where I'm not a Taurus, I'm a Virgo.
I'm actually a Taurus.
Where he's used to, someone said we went before we got married. And it's hard. It's hard for the kids. I don't know where we're going to be. Like I told you guys, I've never been divorced before. I don't know. I don't know if we've given it our all. I don't know if I've tried my hardest, but I know that I've poured. My husband has done some things and said some things that I just, some things where you feel like it's unforgiving.
Both of y'all.
He isn't a bad guy. He is
Both of
not a
y'all.
bad person. I would sit here and lie if I said he was. He's a good man. He works hard. He's a great dad. So I would never sit here and talk about him like he was. I'm not going to do it. I'm not here to bash him. But yeah, I do think that the kids definitely take it the hardest. And my 12-year-old has definitely been the one that's taken it. Yeah, someone said me and my girlfriend broke up because we always arguing.
You know,
It's hard.
You know, before we wrap up today, I will say this though. A lot of times, I'm
And I
looking at
think
something
you
else to
should
say.
go to marriage counseling before they get married.
100%.
I think you should go before.
Even while you in marriage.
It should be a requirement.
I think you should still do it while you're married because
But
I think it's a
it should be
constant check-in on our
requirement
marriage.
before
No, because if I'm dating you, you can change in 3 to 5 years.
Somebody said bumping heads all the time, let him lead. But see, and I hope Q agrees. My husband is not a leader. He's not a leader.
From what you've told me, I don't know. I would say yes.
My husband is. I wish he on here. Call
No,
him.
but from what you
Call
told me,
him and ask him if he's
no,
a leader.
but even Myra said the same thing. I would say that.
He's not a leader.
But you-
He's more of a.
She's the leader.
Whatever she says.
And
whatever
any man that
says.
she dates that's the leader, she's gonna clash with him. I
That's
promise
not
you.
true.
I'm not asking. I'm telling
That's
you.
not true.
Girl, you
Q.
blind?
I want a leader. I want to sit back and be
Madness.
like this.
That's not you.
That's not true.
Shay, you're a passenger seat driver.
That's. Q,
You a
that is-
passenger seat
Q,
driver.
That is not true.
You're
I
not. Yo,
would
constant-
love.
You something
to
your
be
brother?
able-
You something your brother?
I what?
You something your brother?
You are my brother.
And I don't believe you at all.
But Q, I'm telling you, I would love
I tell you,
to
a lot of
take
women
off
think they
my
can.
hat.
She's not like that.
I would love to take off my hat.
But you're not like that.
Q, I am like that.
Yo, Shay could date a millionaire right now. She's still gonna go work hard because she want to make sure she got her own. She's not gonna want to have no man look at her face and be like, "I paid for this." She's not like that.
But
So with that being
doesn't
said,
make me. That just means I
no.
wanna
What I'm
work.
trying to say is the fact of the matter is you're gonna always be who you are. You are way too old to change who you are today.
Why
you're
you wait till? Oh, don't do that.
Me too.
Don't do that. So speak for yourself.
What I'm saying is you can grow
Don't do that.
and get better.
My name is Shay, guys.
Tashay.
She a Virgo. Shay.
Tashay.
Doing the most.
Yo, they did that on your birth certificate. They liked that name when they thought about you. You came out of Tashay.
Someone said you just did your. How? He's not, saying he's not a leader is not doing him dirty. He's saying that's not who he is. He's more of the person. When I say not a leader, I don't mean not financially accountable, taking on the responsibility and taking care of the household. I mean, in terms of just like, that's not him. He's okay with saying, you know what? Talk to her, let her make this. But I would like to be the one to be like, no, talk to him. That's what I'm saying. I would prefer that. So I would prefer to not take the role where I'm the one that's in the front.
She's still gonna make a decision.
That's not true.
I'm telling y'all. I deal with a lot of women. Yo, I do guys on my live right now. I do a lot of one-on-ones. For those who want to do one, there's a link. Click the link in the bio. I do a lot of one-on-ones. And every time I talk to a woman that is very, 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 very like a great leader, I think you're a good leader, right? Because she's gonna lead by example. Tashay will be the kind of woman or person out there shoveling the snow with you. She's that kind of person. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to be the weakest link. She's not that type of person. So with that being said, I think that you're doing yourself a disservice, right, by not doing what you are made to do. You are a great leader, just lead. And I think the person that will, whether it's him or somebody else, I think the person you could end up with is a person that's gonna let you lead. Because otherwise you're gonna clash, I'm telling you. And it's not malicious, it's just who you are. And I know I couldn't be with a person that's excessively trying to lead because I know me. And I just learned that about myself. My ex-wife thought she was a better leader than me.
And Miss Shay, what's your profile page? For what? For Instagram or what's
Yeah,
that?
Instagram.
It's my name. It's TSAHAY and my last name is Jones.
Is this Tashay, right?
Yes.
Say it again, Tashay.
You're being annoying.
I tell her name ain't Tashay though, but she got it on
Why
Instagram.
when a man cheat, they say it's by accident?
Because he's foolish. He's lying. That's not the accident. He knows what he's
Wrong,
doing.
but I'm just saying.
But I would say he has to have, after a certain age, you have to have a sense of self-control. And you got to be accountable for your decision. He's better off saying, I made a poor decision. But that mistake, if I knock over a cup and it spills, that's a mistake.
Have
If
you
I
ever
push a cup
cheated?
down, yes.
But if your woman cheated on you, has a woman taken you back for cheating on her?
Yes.
Would you take your woman back for cheating on you?
No.
Why?
Because I think women are more conscious with cheating. I'm being honest. If okay, would you say let's look at logic. I'm being fair. I'm not being a male chauvinistic nothing. I'm just thinking logical. If you're a good woman, right? Most men view a woman that's good as similar to quote unquote an angel. Meaning she can't be tainted. Men don't care about where you've been the day we take over. If we decide to be with you, we're not worried about what you've been no more. We worry about now what you do when you're with us. Women care about where a man's going. A man cares about where you've been. But if I choose where you've been, I mean I respect when I accept where you've been. So if I date you and you have a bad past, that mean I accepted it.
Okay.
But most men cannot do that. I'm gonna be honest with you. But if I accept it, then therefore I plan on leading you from that moment.
Okay.
But if a woman has a bad history moving forward with me, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. And I would like to believe that I wouldn't cheat anymore anyway. I would like to believe so. Okay. You know, I've matured to the point where I'm not on that type of time. It's not even worth it. It's too much energy anyway.
Yeah.
And then you gotta lie. You're lying to one of them.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's not worth
That's
it.
like a lot of energy.
It is. You got something you want to say before we got out here today?
You get on my nerves.
I appreciate that. You know I'm the GOAT though. You gotta admit it. I got it today, guys. You know what I'm saying?
You see, look at you. You
got
always
it.
looking for clout. You be doing so much.
Because I know
What
it bothers
about
her.
the man
I
that
know it
doesn't
bothers her. I
include
know it
this
bothers her. I
woman
know
on
it bothers
vision?
her. You know what I'm saying?
Waiting for somebody in jail.
Listen,
Girl, don't do that.
before we
Waiting
get out of here
for
today,
somebody in
guys,
jail. Girl, bye.
whoever loves the podcast, go subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. The YouTube channel is Empowered Dynasty.
How about someone really wants that? How about waiting for someone in jail, either man or woman? Does that lower their standards? Yeah, yes.
I'm not doing
Does
that.
that lower your standards? Who's waiting for somebody in jail,
Wait, time
Tiana?
out.
At this day and age?
Time out. If he was in the streets or she was in the streets and you was benefiting off their crime and they doing time, you should be doing the time with them. So if I dated a drug dealer girl and she was selling drugs and I was benefiting off of that, then I should be doing that time with her. That's only right and fair. And if you was dating that little drug dealer and he was benefiting off that crime, you should be there doing that time with him.
First time watching this and I love it. Thanks, guys.
I appreciate that, Damien. Listen, guys, if you want to keep up with the podcast.
Play one of your tracks to end it off.
Yeah, you want to do that? Yeah,
That's cool.
That's how you know.
Guys,
listen,
I'm not the most hated on
Play,
this podcast.
let's do Trauma
I'm
Bonding.
glad y'all
You want to do Bonding about Trauma?
I don't think nobody should be waiting for nobody in jail.
Oh, you want to do? No, matter of fact, I like what's her name?
2026 Tiana. It's too many men out here. Girl, no.
And let's finish up this episode.
Girl, no.
Guys, I'm gonna just close out the episode. Stay on this live. Don't close
She
it.
comes off strong and opinionated.
Hold on,
Nothing wrong with that.
Hold on. Let's close out. Let's close out.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Till next time, guys. Don't let that go over your head.